Okay, here we go, baby. PCL, PUBG Console League, Championship Series 9, NA, or the Americas, however you want to say it. Dropping in right now, top 16 teams. This is going to be not top 16, 16 teams. We're doing C and D right now. I'm here, your host, Invasion Bing, along with Nick 80 Proof, as we're going to talk about this and talk about what we see today as this action is sure to heat up. There are some really good teams playing today, some really big names out here on this field. Nick, anything you're looking forward to today? Anything that you're wanting to see, some team you want to see pop off and do a little bit better than they have been doing or something like that?
Yeah, so if we go back to kind of the DB stages, round two, RTI went off, Genesis went off, CK did pretty good. Real big disappointments were CP, Main Gaming. Obviously, DA, Dope, and Coalition had some rough games as well. And on the flip side, Dub did very well. RMV, Blood Money did very well as well. And TSG is a little bit further behind, and so is Torch. So as far as the overall leaderboards, I don't know where that all stands. I think you'll be popping that up in a little bit, but I know Main Gaming probably isn't happy sitting 12th overall. So I'm looking for them to have a really big game. I'm looking for Dub to get involved and have some good games. Torch, if they can get position off rip, I think they'll do really well. But obviously everybody's going to be looking at RTI, looking at Genesis, and looking at Affinity and seeing what they can do, obviously, and see if MG can get back to form.
I agree. The one big thing about this particular match right here is Genesis has to participate with two players as they don't have their full roster right now. But we also see that RTI has already taken down a member of Torch. RTI has been playing very well, and they just catch Torch dropping sometimes close either to school or close to school, and they have that fight between school and apartments, and Torch is losing players to it, and they haven't been rotating as well as we typically used to see them rotating. So right now I want to see if they can correct that too. It's going to be a big thing.
Yeah, and you see two of them getting mains. They're going to be getting center circle. Tyrannical's going to find a vehicle if there's one in that outside of that compound. It's kind of a 50-50 long shot on that one. But if he can make it in and catch up with his team, I think Torch will be all right. Losing one early is huge. Usually there's a little baby one on that road.
They got one. And he has a vehicle right there, especially for him.
Perfect.
Torch is a team that absolutely needs their whole team to be with them. They do a good job of snaking into situations, but you would love to see them with everybody going into the final phases. That they need that. A team that we did mention was the Dub Hub. The Dub Hub have done very well this grouping stage. I want to see if they can continue that. They're not spoken about because their team kind of changed, but they have been carrying a lot of the weight. I think they were put up like 30 or something points in 4 games, something incredible that they had done. I don't have the stats in front of me right now, but they played very well in the opening grouping, and I want to see if they can continue that. I will pop up the matter of fact.
Yeah, they did have 32 points when they did the AC, and yeah, that's a very, very strong Dub Hub roster that's there. So I really like that drop spot that they got. They've got a position. It looks like Tyrannical's on the move as well, but I like Dub Hub's drop in Flooded. I think that's a great spot for them. It ended up shifting to that kind of northwest, so we might have kind of a George pull finish. So this should be very favorable for them, but absolutely they did go off, and they got 32 points in the prior game. So and our RMV and Blood Money were right behind them as well. They had really good games as well. So I think that this 4 of Dub Hub is a very strong group.
Okay.
And
look at this. So Torch is in second to last place right now in the overalls. But remember that these teams haven't played as many games, as everybody hasn't played the same amount of games because we had to push a day back. So a lot of the teams that you see that are 17 through 32 are teams in D and B. I'm sorry,
all
in
of that,
C and D. So this is going to be a little.
Going to change.
Yeah,
pretty
much
much
change.
TSG, Affinity, Exile, DA, Coalition, Torch, IT, all of that is playing today. Blood Money playing today, right. RMV playing today, Dub Hub, CP, all playing today. So really that 19 to 32, it really realistically is going to change drastically once we finish out and round out this
day. And that
day.
is the reason why we don't show those numbers a lot, is because we understand that those numbers are going to change dramatically based upon who plays on a specific day. So the best time to look at the overalls would be after the games are done for that specific day, knowing that all the at the end of the week is probably so on Monday. It's a better time to look at the overall scores than it is to look at the overall scores during the gameplay. Just to be honest with you guys, but we wanted to bring it up for you guys just so you could see where everybody was at in the groupings, and you could see just how many games they have played and just how well that they're doing. Because with the team having 32 points, only playing a handful of games, and the top 8 being like, I don't know, 60 points or so, that really gives some merit to their gameplay and how well they did in the games prior to that.
Yeah, absolutely. And it looks like DubHub's going to get a rotation. They might find RMVs already set up, though, so they might run into some resistance there. Also, I think they got a really good split. Who is it? Affinity has a really good split between George Pole Crates, and they also got onto the other side as well. And Torch got perfect position inside of George Pole. So it looks like we got some early rotations from MG as well, which I would expect. And I believe it was CP that dropped in Severny, so I think they're going to be safe for the time being. BM's got an easy trek. Looks like that he's going to take some shots, but he should be able to get away from this.
I wonder where they're going. They're risking it and thinking that this is going to go all the way to Zarki. They're going to pick up some more loot over here. You're right. CP did go Severny. They're going to be okay. TC has to rotate from Poly. And we also see that, is this XG? Yeah, XL Game is going to have to rotate from Shelter and Prison. The other far rotations, ITE, I think they didn't land here. They're just making a massive rotation this way. XG is going the opposite way. This is going to be kind of weird. DA starting
DA's
to rotate up as well.
too, yeah. So it looks like they're all kind of going similar paths. XG said, bump that. We're going to move around the other side of Pachinki. There was no resistance there, so it's a smart move. DA might be 4 stacked up, and CP already getting pushed by RMV. Frame getting a knock on to Reckless early and the flush.
That's huge. I think that was a scout for CP right there, and he just lost a 1v against Frame, and now they're going to be down to 3 players as well.
Yeah, and that's a tough scouting situation. I mean, typically if you're going to run, either 2-2 split and crash a compound, or kind of stay where you're at in Severny, loot up, get yourself situated, and then from there see how circle shifts. It's not probably going to not shift towards you, but at least you know kind of where you're going to go from there. So kind of bad losing one really early on a weird scouting mission. But MG's pulling up to a nice position here that BM wanted, I believe.
I think BM got here a little early. MG pushes up to them, and MG's able to back up before losing anybody. I think that was a little early for Aldos to get them shots off. If Aldos waits just a tad bit, I think, Nick, they might get the knock right there, and then they got MG down 1 player. That might have been huge, but it just didn't happen for him. And we're going to see Baby Joey get knocked, but he's going to get res. That's going to be a fight from Torch to AFI, and then we're gonna have Jin rotating again. Remember, Jin only has 2 people playing today, so they can't take a loss right here, and they're gonna play a little bit more conservative until the late game. You know how they do. We always say, oh man, Jin got 2 people, they're gonna play conservative. They end up with 12 kills between the 2 of them and a 3rd place finish. So you can't ever count them out, but it's gonna be tough in the early goings.
If you got a 2-man squad, that's a perfect compound to crash. It's not the best to hold if you've got a 4-man hold up there, just because of it's kind of a fishbowl situation. But really, all you got to do is just keep out of line of sight in that position and keep people off you. With 2 people, you could certainly do that, and you've got great position. So if I was like maybe CP, that's probably where I would have been scouting, somewhere in that region. Maybe they thought they would already be taken, and they were opting for something more on the northern ridge. So TC with the late push here along the edge. Looks like they're going to be able to get out of CP. They did take some damage, though. They had a long rotation to go, and it looks like they might get back up. They do,
yeah, they do,
and they do carry on. Yeah, TC's another one that had a couple, they had a rough game, and they're sitting on the bottom there, but they've got a lot of good individual players. You've got Deepish there, you've got Frito, so you've got a lot of firepower there, and it looks like TSG Rec it took out Augie and Stiffy. They're hard crashing this, and Turbot's down as well, but they're going to be getting a clean wipe on this and probably getting Turbot up as well.
Just Benny alone, and yeah, there it is. So the DubHub, how things change quickly. That's just not a bad rotation. It's just a unfortunate rotation. They rotate to the place that they thought they were going to go. There's nobody in 500 meters of them. and they end up running into the one team camping the one building that they're in, and there's just not much you can do when that happens. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're not prepared for somebody to be there, as soon as you get there, they hop out and put you down. That's a GG. Maybe the Dub Hub will have better luck going into the next Miramar game.
Yeah, and that's huge for TSG. I think they're going to be able to kind of feed off of that confidence. That's something that they've been working on. I've been seeing them in some daily tournaments working on their frags. They do play a lot of ranked as well. And by doing that and working and fine tuning their game, they've really gotten a lot better. And usually, the TSG of old, we would kind of see a lot more passive. And the new TSG that we're seeing is getting really aggressive. And it looks like XG wants to get aggressive on this as well. And it might not work out very well for them, even though they got the high ground.
XG is an aggressive team here, though. You know, with Oblivion and Pilly, and then you're going to have Polo in there. There's teams that are very aggressive when they play, and Projects, all these teams. So you just want to see how they can, and as I say that, Project is going to be able to get a laser right there. You can see he started low-headed, let it rise up to the heady. Sometimes you got to do that.
Rex just caught out there in the open. He should have fallen back. That was kind of a really weird out-of-position play. He heard him pull him up, had to hear him pulling up. So now TSG did get the trade there. Oblivion goes down to 2 Blaze, so it's a 3-3 situation. It looks like they're going to rotate, though, and get some angles, and this is really bad for TSG.
Project with another big shot right there on 2 Blaze. He was on top of the hill. I thought that was Pilly was going to get that knock, but it was Projects. You have to, if you're in this fight, you have to watch you have to know that he can shoot you from this position, right? This is the line of sight for the second floor. This is why it's kind of a hard compound to hold in this situation.
Yeah, and that's, I don't know if Dubhub had this position or if TSG had it and Dubhub crashed them or TSG crashed them, but it looks like they're getting kind of exactly what they fed out, and hopefully they can get 1 or 2 points out of this, but I don't see them getting out of this alive with anyone up.
For me, it all depends on what side of this compound you push, right? Because if you push the I would say the south side, the side right here where Polo's on, it's an easier chance for the team in the compound to defend. If you're coming from the high ground, it's almost impossible. And look, I said Bradshaw's going to take some big damage, but I think he got a stun off in there, and they win. Oh no, they do get taken down as Bradshaw does go down, but he does get it confirmed right there. Wow.
Yeah, so that was the best case situation for TSG. By losing Rec early, I don't know what Rec was thinking there, thinking he could get maybe an early knock or something, but he was way out of position, and he paid for it, and they all paid for it, unfortunately. XG only losing 1, but picking up 4. That's pretty solid for them. And they still got Illy up. They still got Oblivion up, so they got some really good players. Meanwhile, RMV did get a knock onto somebody on TC. I think it was Outcast, and it looked like they were on the rotate as well.
This circle shift is huge. It's going to go down to the south. It's going to make everybody on the north try to make a rotation. Now, TC taking some damage as they're trying to rotate in. And this is happening just because everybody had rotated to the shoreline, which we see a lot. And again, I personally still don't understand why. Because if you look at how circles are done, they pull away from the water 100% of the time. So teams still find the need to rotate to the edge of the map. And then they have to make this really, really rough rotation. Now you see Frame B taking some damage right here from Wax, and he's gonna get naded from Slump though, and he's gonna go down.
Yeah, and TH is gonna get the confirm on this. They're gonna crash hard crash this too much, and they're gonna lose 2. So now Wax is gonna trade. Nope, full clean wipe, and TH gets a big time wipe. That's really bad for RMV. CP wants to capitalize on this. Brett have taken some mean shots at him though, trying to get aggressive. They're all fighting for this plane, and I would expect Dope to get involved because they're just west of that as well. So they can sit tighter and wait see how this plays out. But that's good position for Dope. Jen getting a knock onto Laggy, and that's Tiny with a 2-man getting a knock early. We'll see. He got the flush as well, so that's 1 point for Gen 2. And if you look at this circle, I mean, if you're Dub Hub, you got to be like, what the heck? Because they really didn't have to go far from their drop spot. Ratatat doing some work here, getting 2 down, 3 confirmed. That'll do it for ITE. Completely out in 13.
I was trying to find that fight because I kind of heard it, but it happened so quickly. MG getting back to their fragging ways, taking down that team very quickly, and that's the team that I believe Jin had a knock on. And then as I say that, Ratatat's going to get knocked. There's going to be a pickup right here though, and I don't think anybody. As I say
Here's
that,
the problem. Blood Money's coming up right
yeah,
behind him, and they're going to clean up MG. This is really bad for MG because the 10 seconds that it takes to pick him up, it looks like Tick and Fade are kind of watching that backside, hopefully, but it looks like they're going to start getting, yep, there goes Lob, taking down Rat, and it's going to continue from there.
you knew this was going to be bad. It's just the only thing for cover that MG has is this hill, and it's blocking the opposite side. So now they're just gonna have to fight in the blue, and they might get a knock right here on Lob, but it's still gonna leave signs wide open to Aldos and Jalapeno. And Jalapeno doesn't really care. He's just gonna throw this nade, try to get him some points. Is the nade gonna? It's gonna be perfect. He's gonna get 2 right here.
Yeah, and this is really bad because he's got nowhere to go, because if he tries to rotate on the other side of the hill, he's going to get confirmed by Jen. You don't want that to happen. But BM, they might take this with 4 kills and just go out, because this is phase 4 and phase 5 is on its way, and they've got a long way to go. So I don't see them getting out of this at all. Frito and Bishop going down to Dope. So Dope, really good positional kills, wiping TC early as well. And Tiny getting some work into Dope right away. Holy Jalapeno with the nade of the year right there. Tom Brady's right into Science Lab, and they go out early. So 9 teams up, and we're only in phase 4.
Wait. Jin came over here and killed everybody else in the fight?
Yeah, so Dope was, they third-party Dope. They wiped that, and now they're moving along quite nicely. And TH is really split here, and if Jen can get a knock onto TH, they can easily make it a 2v3 and very manageable, even though TH has really, really strong roster there. If they get a knock here on Shogun
right
early.
here, Nick. Yep, that's the problem. I think if they get a knock on Shogun, it might be too bad for TH. Look how split they are. And remember, TH is still fighting CP on the other side. Oh no. Jin's gonna rotate away. They're safe, a little safe. Let's call them safer right now. Let's go down here to RTI. I'm still, Wabaku is knocked for Torch, so that they're gonna be in a one, just a two people up. Which again, as I say, this isn't the team that wants to not have all 4 up and all 4 together. Having that large split and then having M pull right up to the most dangerous team.
And this is going to be a free kill for Jen, I believe, and that's really unfortunate. Hobie's going to get the confirm there. Baby Joey got the knock originally, so yeah, AFI is going to get a point here, and I don't even think he knows that he's there. But as soon as he spots M, that's going to be it for M. Torch is not they're not an edge playing team. They're really positional, and if they can't get that position or they lose one early, they're scrambling on that. So CP still sitting on the outside, waiting for TH to move. Good positioning. They got the high ground there. XG's in a wonderful spot. They could kind of hang out. They got 4 kills early onto TSG. DA snuck their way in. That's probably where DA is now, is probably where Dub Hub should be, honestly. They over pushed. And it looks like Jalapeno, one man is going to get taken out by M. So that's really good for M, because that's going to mean placement points. So he's immediately going to...
he should leave. That's a smart play by M to rotate away. After you get your shots off, it's great to leave that position if you're going to be a one-man. But Problems is going to go down. But we have clicked over here to Hobie and AFI taking on RTI. I like this fight right here for both teams. These are
it's a great fight. It's 2v3, so this is going to be one. I mean, these are 2 gunning teams, so we'll see how this plays out. Tiny taking out Shogun, though. There's that action going on in that we were anticipating a little bit earlier.
Oh, Hobie gets taken down by Willis from the house, and I don't think Kobe was expecting that. I thought he was gonna walk over and get some easy kills. He's gonna get knocked, but Immortal's gonna be able to get the knock right here, or at least to confirm.
Yeah, that's one full oversight there. It looks like he's get. Yep, Amar's going to take down Leo. So now it's just one in the house. They know where he's at. They're going to isolate. Sneak getting the confirm though onto Froxy. Great pickup by Sneak. Brett are going to be taking down Tiny. So Jen, only 1 left. Wax only is down as well. So TH is running for their lives with 1 left as well, and Langer's cleaning up.
We knew this was gonna happen. We just didn't know when it was gonna happen. As soon as they heard the shots, I thought Jin was gonna rotate to the low part of the hill. They rotated up to CTH. They got into the fight. They got 2 kills, but like you said, I believe one of them was taken. And then Tiny does go down to a member of CP. CP doesn't even get involved in that fight, just steals the kill and walks away. So now it's gonna be, like you said, 1v1 over here with Jin and Slump, and CP is gonna be able to hold strong on the northern side. The question is, who is this in the purple? It's going to be XG. XG might be able to hold up here this is going to be the fight that we need to watch. We need to see if XG ends up winning the fight against CP. And if they do win that fight against CP, they don't have much or anybody else on this northern side to worry about. And then it probably going to end up being an AFI, DA, whoever wins this fight game.
Yeah, you've got RTI as a one-man, you've got TH as a one-man, you got Genesis as a one-man. So really, the only four-mans that you got is XG, AFI, and DA left, and then you got a three-man with CP. So honestly, yeah, RTI's Will's gonna go right into XG. He's gonna immediately go down by Illy, and that's gonna be it for them in 8th place. But at least he got the placement point, and he. Was it Will? No, M got the extra kill, and I think M is still up, right?
M is still up for Torch. That was I'm going to be honest. I didn't even expect Wills to hit any shots right there. So I'm surprised he was able to get out the car and even put down some damage. There were so many good shooters right there waiting on him. And he just had to rotate into that position. But we will see a fight right here. This is what they don't want. They don't want Immorta to make to get a glimpse of M, because he is going to kill him, because M hasn't even looked that way. M is still focused on the northern side of this map. And you could see it right now. I don't think he's even looked behind him one time yet. And that's going to be tough. But M might get this kill right here. He's looking at him.
Yeah, it's gonna see. Unfortunately, even if he does get the kill on this, he's got the 2 times, so it's gonna be a little dicey. But if he does, it's gonna immediately alert Omerta, and he's gonna be taken down in 6th place.
Yeah,
so
it's gonna be an even trade.
He can also rotate into him and go out in 7th as well, just as easily. So we'll see how this plays out. But I see either XG or AFI pulling this one off, unless DA can start to do some work. I know they did steal a couple kills there, but they got to get really involved here if they want to win this.
If Immorta crests this hill just a little bit more, he will definitely be able to see M. I just don't think he's ready to give up his position, more or less. Like, not from shooting, but just he doesn't want to peek over this hill because he just got knocked there. And Slump goes down. That's gonna be Beretta picking up another kill. How many kills do they have so far? 2 kills. 2 kills in the 6th place. This is still good. Remember, it's consistency over crazy games. You have to play well and get into the top couple of placements over and over again in order to win, or in order to move on. Sorry.
Well, game one is always, it's a little bit of a doozy, because you either come out swinging, come out hard, or you come out flat-footed and you get beat up on, and that's gonna kind of affect your entire mindset going into the next 3 games. So sometimes slow rolling it and playing conservative the first game to kind of get your rhythm, that is a smart play. CP recognized that. They lost one early with Rec in rotation, or rather, scouting, and so they've gotten a couple kills. They've got placement. Now they've got AFI raining down on them. But even if they go out here, they're going to collect some points. I think they'll get another placement point. I think they're safe going into, if they have some more smokes going into the next one. So sometimes they need that just so you have a little bit of confidence boost going into the next game, because if you go out early, like Dub Hub, that's got to be a little bit demoralizing. It's got to be like, oh man, and they may be hesitant going into game 2, or try to overcompensate going into game 2 and find themselves in the same position they were in game 1. So that's something they're going to have to check, and they're a professional team, so I think they'll make the adjustments. But it definitely is a smart play for CP to kind of slow roll this a little bit with a 3-man.
That's a good point you're making, right? So it's all about, there are 4 games here. If you go down early in the first one, that's going to be a good name from Beretta picking up another kill. It's going to be 4
so we've got 14. Yeah, did M go out too?
M has gone out. M went out. Leo went out. Yeah, Leno went out. Leno killed M. But look, if it's a good point that you make. When you talk about teams getting momentum in the first few games, in the first couple games, it's important. And some teams don't bounce back after a tough game. And we'll see how the Dub Hub does, and how those teams that went out early, like Torch, we'll see how they play. But like you said, they're all professionals. They'll be able to come back from this. But it looks like everybody is shooting at CP, and DA is going to start walking up.
Be pushing XG.
They got knocked. Millie gets a knock.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they waited way too long, and because of that, they're going to pay for it, unfortunately. And now XG is fighting 2 fights. They did get a knock onto CP. They got a knock onto DA. DA is going to get the res, but they're going to come full force on this. And now DA is in trouble.
Diplomacy might get a knock on Pilly. If Pilly's looking in the inside, Diplomacy should have an angle, but they all group up, and it's just going to be a full-on spray for Pilly, and Pilly's going to get a knock on Sneak, and then there's another knock from Projects. That's going to be a 2v2 situation now. 2v3, I don't know. They're in trouble right here. And like you said, and Pilly's going to get the next kill on and now our next kill on diplomacy, and now Red Dead's gonna try to get out of there. I mean, Red Eye's gonna try to get out of here. I don't think he's gonna survive here. There's nothing.
Yeah, he's not going to get another point, unfortunately. They're going to go down in fourth. That's a GG's for DA. That's a good placement point. CP, Stoic going down, Langer going down. So now we've got down to 2, and it's exactly what I thought. It's going to be XG versus AFI. AFI with the advantage, and,
yep.
yeah, and steamrolling. So XG has plenty of time. They can regroup, but they are down. They're going to need an early knock if they stand a chance, because the AFI has a ton of tree cover, and even though there's some good high ground for XG, they are down a player. And yeah, DA, that was a missed opportunity. I think they were 30 seconds late, kind of hemming and hawing with that 2-2 split. They were dancing around with it. They paid for it dearly with a good team like XG. So 10 kills, and I think AFI has 4 currently. So
they have to have DA's kind of a reserve team, right? So they have to go. You have to let that go sometimes and full on send it. But we see a lot of teams in the PCL who stick to their ideologies where they're like, well, we can just let everything happen in front of us and see what happens. But sometimes you have to full on send it, and I think that was one of those
Billy
opportunities.
Taking a wide angle there. He does take a shot for it, but he got safety.
The zone either.
Yeah, he does get to safety, but I don't think he's going to be able to do anything. By the time he heals, gets smokes off, he's going to be in trouble. So it was a good try, but he's not going to be able to capitalize on this, I don't think.
No, he's not in the zone. He has to leave this rock, and he just popped his tire, so he's going to be in a real bad time if. Yeah, he's gonna have to come out into the open right here, and Hobie has an angle on him. Baby Joey should have an angle as well, and Brick, so he's gonna get shot at by everybody. This is gonna be very tough.
Yeah, it looks like they've got 4 angles on him, so there's still time to get a knock, but it looks like Hobie's gonna get the one on Oblivion. So now we got a 4v2. They can really focus 2v1s, and they're in big trouble here.
Yeah, that's gonna be Baby Joey now changing his focus, gonna be able to hit Pilly up twice, and now Brick's gonna get knocked. Good shots by Pilly.
Yeah, and collect the kill while you can. That was a great job collecting that kill for 11 kills, second place. AFI 7 kills, chicken dinner, starting off strong. Exactly what AFI needed. Exactly what I expect out of AFI. GG's to them. CP, hey, 3 kills, third place. I'll take it for a first game. And DA, they were able to steal a couple kills, get a 4th place. And Jen, 7 kills in 5th place with a 2-man. So great job to them. GG's to them. And that was a good first game.
That's huge for Genesis. 2-man, 7 kills. They don't really, come off the gas at all. So they're not losing much. CP, that's great for them. Beretta, their best pickup was Beretta, right? So Beretta in the opening phases, I would say like the qualifier side of things, absolutely led. It was like 5th in kills, and right now he's just doing a great job. 3 kills that game. If he consistently gets 3 or 4 kills for them, he'll be arguably one of the best pickups so far in the PCL. The only person I could say who on this rookie time has been making that much of an impact is either Waboku or Aldwin, but Beretta's out here showing that he came to play, and he was a great pickup for this team. I think CP has a great future ahead of them, especially if they can like link together some wins. And again, right now they don't need to you don't technically have to win a game in order to move to the next phase. All you have to do is consistently get into the top 5, and you can have an opportunity to be in the top 8 and move into the finals, right? So some teams might not get the wins, but if they're consistently getting points, and especially high kill games, they're going to be able to move into the finals, and that's what it's all about in the group stages.
Yeah, absolutely. And CP, they've got kind of a little bit of a ragtag roster. You got some veterans there, Stoic, Dilly, that's Original Sweaty Esports players. And then they made some pickups with Langer and Reckless. Those are some streamers. They haven't had a whole lot of experience in comp, but they're getting a ton of experience right now. So picking up Bretta for them is huge. I think it'll pay dividends for them all the way through the PCL stages. I think he's definitely leading that squad. But, oh, man, XG was just steamrolling all the way. That even though they got second place, that 11 kills was absolutely huge for them, and that is a way to start. And same thing for AFI, and hopefully teams like DubHub can kind of regroup and get back into it.
When I'm talking about that, they got those first kills on what team did they wipe in the TSG? So when they got the kills on TSG, you knew it was you knew they were feeling it. And then they wipe TSG, then they're able to wipe DA. To be honest with you, if you win two team fights, you have 8 points. Right? If you can take 2 team fights, you automatically have 8 points. I think that is what teams aren't getting, right? So say you get in the fourth place. If you just fight 2 teams and win against 2 teams, you have more points than you would ending the game in 4th place with no kills. So you might as well just take the fights. And that's what XG does. XG is going for the pull-ups, going for the frags. They have times where they could have rotated away from that fight. They didn't have to fight TSG. They had an open space.
Yeah, they could have just kept going, and they didn't. They pulled up on it as a four-man, and they took weird positions, and they overwhelmed them. They got an early knock on an out-of-position wreck. I don't know if he was expecting it. I don't know if he just maybe heard one car and thought it was one guy, but he caught wreck just completely in the open, and that was just all downhill from there. Now TSG was able to get one more point out of that, so that should have gotten 5 or 6 points for TSG, which is not bad, but they definitely needed placement there, and they were in a good spot to do it. They just unfortunately got pulled up on by XG, and that was a really, really crazy thing. I didn't think LA was going to be able to do anything with this rotation, and he ended up getting a kill and a point. I think it was Bricks that he took out with that 2 times.
Mm-hmm. Bricks is half health right now too. I don't know if Bricks ever heals, but right here they should be able to focus on. They know he has to leave the rock. They know that the circle is closing in. They decide to shoot DMRs from this distance, and he's just gonna full on spray the Groza. I think sometimes you get in that situation where you don't know which gun to use, but this being console and this being that this is AR distance, kind of. He's about to come into AR distance, right? With the 2 times with the red dot, whatever it is, he's gonna move into AR distance, and they're gonna be able to get these shots off. I guess they just didn't care after a while. They knew they were gonna win the game. They were just focusing on that. And he does get this 1 kill. Groza is, again, one of the best guns in the game, especially for an AR situation. I think it's only, in my opinion, it's only beat by, let's say, MK, to be honest. And then power wise, it's the strongest. So it is what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was Hobie had a great angle on him. Hobie was getting shots onto Illy the whole time. Illy didn't even take off focus. He said, "Let me get this guy in the open. Let me get this extra point." That was a great job by them. That's about all you could do in that situation. So GG's to AFI, GG's to XG. That was a great game 1.
We'll be right back after these messages, everybody. Welcome back, everyone. That was an exciting game one. AFI taking the first game with, I think they had about, I'm not exactly sure how many points they got, maybe 7 or 8.
7.
7. They had 7 points. Great game for XG as well with 11, 12 points at the end of the day. Well played for them. We're going to see some, I expect that we see some real dicey play going into this match right here. A lot of teams need points in this division, and I think they're going to start making pushes and playing out of character. Well, let me catch you guys up. This is the PCL. I'm your host, Invasion Bing, along with Nick 80 Proof. This is our second match of the day. We have 4 matches, 2 Miramars, 2 Erangels. Remember, there's Erangel are the beginning and ending matches, and in the middle, sandwich between them both, is Miramar. Nick, anything? Like I'm talking a lot.
Yeah, I mean, DH they jumped right off rip. They're gonna take the prison Higo split. We talked about that a little bit yesterday. More teams seem to be going to there. It's a safe play. A lot of easy rotates in and out. RMV they pretty much take that southern compound. Looked like they were going to get challenged maybe for a vehicle. Illy ended up making it to the vehicle in time, and it looks like Dope and XG are going to share Los Higos. Meanwhile, AFI great position sitting there in Chumacera, and it looks like TH will have Monty to themselves as well. So big circle. Nobody's in Pozo. I expect CP to rotate early. I expect RTI to rotate early as well. 2 sharing San Martin. This is not, if you're Torch, you do not want to be in this position. I would want to get out of there. MG taking Hacienda, they'll have no problem rotating in either. So yeah, I expect more things from MG. I expect more things from Dub Hub. They're gonna have a clean rotation up through Valet. And they're going to be able to take good position. So I think Dub Hub's going to get set up early here, and I think they're going to be set up for a long haul. Meanwhile, yeah, TSG's got a very long rotate, but not a difficult one really. And TC, they've got to get looted up and get going as well. So IT, DE, man, if I'm one of those teams, I would want to get rolling. I would probably start, they got to know that they're right across from each other. So I would probably get active and maybe get some downs early, maybe some points early if I'm some of these teams that are struggling to kind of gain some footing. But otherwise, this is going to be kind of a stalemate. San Martin is a weird drop to play, especially with these buildings. There's a ton of windows, a ton of angles, and, it's just difficult fighting. So I think they're both going to loot up. They're both going to stay on their sides, and I think they're probably going to be sitting in a stalemate until they both rotate out.
These teams, Torch loves dropping here. This is their place, right? And they always get contested by a team that lands in this little L situation over here. And this is different for Wills to land on the opposite side. However, this didn't play out well for them in the last 2 Miramars. They did this and they lost the fights. Now, the problem I have for everybody on this side, for like TSG, they're not going to get as looted as they want to, and if they do, their rotation is going to be too late, and people are already going to be in their positions. That's everybody who's in the northeastern circle of the northeastern part of the map. I think even MG is going to have a harder rotation than they want to, because everybody knows you can't drive through Picado because Jin's going to be there, right? And then if you go through San Martin, well, nobody wants to go through San Martin anyway, because they could be in any one of those 1 million buildings that are over there. So this rotation seems like it should be straightforward, but it's not, because certain teams are just holding those positions. So you're going to see some teams make that, again, you call this great rotation from this team, Valle de Mar. That's going to be huge for them. But you're going to see some rotations. People are going to do some wild through the blue wrap around the eastern coast side. And it's just because some teams are just going to they just occupy that space, and there's nothing that anybody wants to run. You don't want to lose a person in rotation. That's the hardest part of Miramar. And also, we never talk about this, Nick, but if your team gets all Morados, right, you can only rotate on the ground, on the pavement anyway, because if you rotate over a mountain, you're gonna flip your vehicle or something like that, and you're gonna die in rotation. So hopefully we don't see any of that happen. And hope, look, CP's gonna have a great rotation. They ended up getting in
Look
real easy.
look at Jen scouting out money as well. AFI, they took a big position on a 2-2 split. Jen's going to see what's going on Monte, but he's going to be caught out because AFI could get some shots on him as well. So they might take this for now, but this should be interesting because AFI is going to have LOS on him, but it looks like they'll be cohabitating, and that's actually a really good pull up. They're taking multiple positions, and that's really good for Jen. Meanwhile, DH, yep, they're getting great position. If you're TSG and ITE, TC, all of those teams, if you're not moving, you probably should have been moving 60 seconds earlier. If you look at AFI, they got good position, but they still got better position, or opting for center circle rather than loot. So you saw one of the members of AFI still looting with, with no sights, no gun, no ammo, no utility, no nothing, because they opted to get center circle, even though they were already in circle and had a decent position. So some of these teams that are way off, like TSG, TC, ITE, they need to learn to rotate quicker and kind of take what they get and have an internal clock in their head to say, this is when we need to move because we got to go before we get caught in rotation, because RTI is going to set up traps. CP's got a clean rotation in depending on where they want to take it. IT is going to have a clean rotation taking it north, and it looks like DA is going to get a clean rotation as well, taking it far southeast. Dope's getting it in easy. BM might run into Torch here as they avoid Picado, not knowing that Jen's already moved on.
True. I'm surprised CP rotated this far. This is the spot to be. Right here is the spot that you typically want to go to, but they're going to rotate and go up this mountain right here and then try to shoot down from above. It's a good play. RTI is gonna, if this was me and I knew Torch was here and I was RTI, I would just hold, because you're in the zone. Yes, you're gonna get out rotated for the next rotation, but you just need some points, so you might as well just stay there, get your kills. If you rotate now, since you're already late, you're probably gonna rotate into another team. You have RMV, like I said, taking that southern route, the same one BM took, and then same one BH took, and they're just gonna switch locations, and they're gonna go on the opposite side. Now we're gonna have RTI trying to make it out of here in a Murado. They're gonna have to get to here it comes. We're gonna see it. We're gonna see a car flip here almost, if they don't get onto the pavement. And then, yeah, there it is. They're gonna get away from Torch. Torch tried to take the high ground and get some shots down. It just didn't work. That wrap took a little longer than they thought it was gonna take, and now you're gonna have teams. They're gonna be the only team back there. And everybody's safe now. I didn't expect everybody to make it into the zone without safely, but we're gonna see that TSG is gonna make it in because nobody's Pozo, and everybody's gonna rotate a little further. And same thing's gonna happen with TC. If you're the last team to rotate in, you usually, it's funny because sometimes teams rotate all the way into the middle of the zone, right? Especially phase 1 or going into phase 2. But phase 3 and phase 4, they don't really rotate that far into the middle. If you're rotating late on phase 1 and phase 2, you can make that rotation. But come phase 3, you're going to have to make a deep dive into the circle, which is going to cost you. So let's see how TC and TSG make it happen.
Yeah, Joey he's going to start us off with a knock over there on the Carrasco. So one member of Dope going down. Looks like they're just trying to get out of it. Yeah, I mean, that's a smart play. They got to get out. They got to rotate. They got to find a spot. And AFI, I know they were in a 2-2 split. So, they got caught at Chumacero. They're going to try to rotate out of it, and they might go right back into another member. So, yeah, Merida's going to get the finish, and it looks like Bretta's going to start farming as well, taking out Wade. But Tiny's going to steal it. So we've got a full Gen this time, and now Gen's already collecting the kills onto TH and IT. TH was in Monte, and now they're in trouble. They had really good position, but they're in trouble now. So if AFI can finish their gunfights with Dope and kind of get some shots down on the Gen, they might be able to get some pick up some farm kills and maybe take out some of these guys in Gen and maybe pump the brakes a little bit for him.
RTI makes that rotation to that compound that I thought was going to be at a good spot. We're going to see what happens when the circle changes. When the circle changes, right? Closes is probably a better word. And then you have Jin running that 2-2 split. Look, man, they're so confident when there's 4 of them up, and it's just going to be crazy. And somebody just mentioned, and it didn't even dawn on me, Link isn't playing today for wait, is he playing?
RTI.
No, he's not playing. Link isn't playing. So that's
You got the MVP of your roster, not
yeah.
not on there. That's
Yeah,
unfortunate.
that's tough. That's so tough. The guy that
That's why I haven't been talking about him because Link's not there.
wow, man, that's just not it, man. If it's me, I need my guy there every game. We're gonna have to figure it out. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
it's like CP playing without Bretta.
Right, exactly what it's like.
Similar situation, and that's unfortunate. But obviously, people have other things that are going on. Just to give you guys an update. As far as this stage, not overall, but Affinity with 17 points, tied with XG, also with 17 points. They ended up evening out the first and second place teams from game one. Gen 10 points, which is great for a two-man. Now they've got a full squad, and then 8 points coming in for CP, and actually DA with 6, and then TSG with 5. So that's gonna round out the top 6 for so far map 1.
So it's really important that you guys understand how the game is played and how things are turning out. We're trying to put together something that'll help the viewers understand the way the rounds go and things of that nature. We understand that you guys don't have much information, so unless you're a hardcore console, hardcore PCL viewer or a player that's participating in this, you probably don't know how the matches are. You know how the points are created, but you don't really know how the tourney structure is or the league structure is. We're trying to figure out ways to get that together. Just always remember that the PCL is a work in progress, and it's not something as established as like the PGI or PC, but we're working our way there. We're learning from things that we do day in day. We want to make sure that this is a great viewing experience, and we have to live within our budget and within our means, but we are going to figure out ways to get you guys more information. And even with the map thing that we're doing right now, where we're switching in between maps, we're going to try to figure out a way to get the map up for you so you can have the PC experience, but via console. It's just a lot more difficult than what it seems because we don't have the amount of staff that they do. But we're gonna get there, and that's a promise. You got another knock from Leo. He is also an MVP of that team. I don't want to take anything away from that man because he puts down the work, man.
Yeah, Leo has been putting in work. Nike's been a very solid player for RTI as
Solid,
well.
yeah.
TH has been just really running into some tough spots here, and they've already lost Shogun early. Slumps down. They should be able to get it picked up, but they're sitting here in the wide open with just one compound, two buildings, two little buildings, and they don't have anywhere to rotate out of this, and they've got 4 teams shooting at them. So I don't know what they're gonna do here. AFI's grouped up now. I don't know where their anchor's at, but they are grouped up, and it looks like TSG has taken center circle as well. So there's a great rotation from TSG getting all the way down. Great rotation from TC, also getting into position. RMV was able to do that as well. So RMV is actually in the best position right now. MG with a ton of terrain to play off of, though, so that is good for MG. DH is in a pretty decent spot if they can dispatch Dope, and XG is in a dicey split because you got AFI looking right over him, so that may or may not work out for him.
Remember, all 16 teams up, 60 people alive, which means about 4 people have died thus far. This is going to be phase 3. Understand this, that they can't play the majority of the circle. In phase 2, half of the circle was out because you can't play on this side of the map. This is not a playable part of the game. So you just have to, everybody's going to be like real close to each other. At phase 4, we're going to see everyone die. I was wondering if Wax was going to get a kill with this M16 or a knock, and he definitely did get a knock on Froxy with the M16. They're going to have to get a heal on him.
Great shot. They're going to be able to get Froxy up, but Two Blaze going to take out Brain and get the confirm. Also taking down Augie, getting the confirm on Augie as well. So this is really bad for DH, and this is what I talked about earlier. Is it's compounding. So TSG they got flushed by XG, and even though they had that 5-point start, they come out swinging. DH, Benny going down now to RMV, and now DH scrambling with 1 up, and that's not a good start for DH at all.
This is what I expected right here, though.
Yeah, Polinar going down. Dope getting a great knock on him. They should be able to get him up, but maybe not. Dope's got great angles on him. He does confirm the kill. So now, because of this split, now we're in a 2-1 split, and it looks like DA wants to get involved, but that was a poor choice because...
Those are good shots. Projects spots him and then puts him down instantly. He basically has nothing he could do there. They're gonna try to get the res here. DA's gonna go down. This is what we expected right here. Because they were 16 teams up going into this phase and everybody was gonna try to rotate for better position, they end up fighting each other. And this is gonna go down to about 8. I want to say to about 11 teams, maybe 8 or 11 teams by the end of this zone, just because of how people are rotating. And you're gonna see the rest of XG gonna pull up right here.
Yeah, and this looked like a 2v1 that was winnable for DA, but XG's comms are there, and it looks like he's gonna get the knock and the flush. Red Eye did. Ooh, he didn't get the flush.
Didn't get it.
It looks like they might be able to save him, but no.
Rebel's gonna get it.
That's steal
tough.
that.
Look.
And that is tough. But they have 2 up, and I did see that somebody in Gen did take out. Oh, that's gonna be a saucy crate if somebody dares go for it. But Gen is working up CP right now. Bretta went down, and Stoic just went down to a beautiful heady by Paulo. So this is tough for CP. Langer going down as well. This is not where you want to be in 14th place right now with 1 up.
When you see a circle with 16 teams up and it's one of the late ones, or one of the earlier rotation ones, you know it's going to be a problem. But Beretta was working right there. It just didn't work out for him though. Woo.
Yeah, and MG that's unfortunate for CP going out. MG was able to take some of those kills away from Gen as well. So they didn't get all those kills. 2 of those kills actually ended up going to MG. So heads up play by MG. They're going to have shots onto BM. They're going to have shots onto RTI, and they're going to have shots onto Gen if they want. But it looks like Tyrannical's going to get a nice heady onto TC, and BM's going to be in a fight with Gen that they do not want to be in right now.
Oh, that's a great flash. He can't do anything off the flash, but it is pretty good. Vert's going to try to put some shots down here. He's using the 3 times on the barrel, always and still is one of the best combinations ever. Look at the double nades. Doesn't get there. Does a little bit of damage. Here comes another one. Oh, man. And then you're going to have Vert taken down. Lob's going to be by himself over here. Did they just 2-man push this?
They had a 4-man, so I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know where Jalapeno or Albos is. Apparently, maybe they just got trapped here and they got stuck in this and said, hey, we'll see what we could do with it. But 2 wasted players, unfortunately, and 2 free points for Gen. They'll definitely take it. But it looks like MG is going to use this opportunity to rotate. They're going to.
Oh, no. I don't know if this is going to be a good pull-up, though, because they pulled up right in the RTI, and you know Jin's going to push over this way because they hear shots, and they have a 4-man with them. But you know what? MG can't go far because you can't play in the middle of this terrain because it's nothing but an open field, and you don't want to go to the opposite side because there's nothing but other teammates, other teams. So you have to take what you can get, and MG's just going to have to bunker down or hunker down and hope that they can fend off this attack that Jin's about to put on them.
That's what I was going to say. They shouldn't be focused on RTI at all. They should get a smoke wall up going, and they should be prepared on high ground to be able to get an early knock onto Gen. It is a 3-man on Gen. They should be aware of that because they were watching that fight, so they should be focused on it. But it looks like, no, Gen's going to get involved, and MG's going to get caught and somehow surprised by this. Not a good position for MG to be in 13th.
Good Molly right there. Fade's gonna get taken down. It's just gonna be ticked by himself. No, Signs is still up too. Oh, it's Rat-a-tat. I'm sorry. I thought Rat was the first one to go down, and now you have Q. Look at how they push that right there. It's just not much you can do.
Yeah, it was actually Wills that got Rat in the back, so Wills ended up getting the last point.
Nice
GG's unfortunately MG going down in 13th. No placement points. That's rough for CP. That's rough for MG. Torch trying to take a shack. I don't know if they're going to make it in. It doesn't look like it. D-Bish is going to get involved with some great shots with the mini, and it looks like they get 2 knocks. RMV getting a knock as well onto Torch.
Tyrannical's up in there, so he's going to be able to pick everybody up, but that was one of the riskiest plays I've ever seen. That was the
Yeah, and you see one of them anchor going, yeah, if you guys want to do that, go ahead, but I'm going to stay here. And that's probably the best call that was made there, was having one anchor stay back. But yeah, Outcast going to get a beautiful K9 shot onto Legends ahead. And that's going to have RMV scrambling. They're in great position here. We'll see if it shifts off, and it should shift to the east, but it doesn't.
It does not, which is going to leave RMV good, and it's still going to leave TSG in an okay situation. TC going to be tough. Jin should be gate kept out now too. We're going to see how Affinity has to play this. I believe that they're all going to fight for this This little piece of land right here where my cursor is where everybody's gonna fight for on the eastern side. Let's see if that actually happens, or am I just having wishful thinking?
Yeah, and I now I see what's going on with BM. They were in a really far, wide split, and because the other two members of BM are in great position, so
Oh,
it
right
might have
here.
just been a situation where they were not able to get to him, and they said just stay there, work the outside. We've got center, and they just unfortunately, got into the wrong compound, and I think that's what happened because BM looks quite set up, and Jen's got 10 kills already. Looks like they're going to have to work through RTI, which is going to be difficult to do. Having to come down into the open with other teams shooting at them and get dispatch RTI out of this compound,
And
and they
phase
look
five
ready for
too.
him.
But they're gonna have to fight this quickly too, like you're saying. Unless RTI gonna stay? All their vehicles are behind the house. And it's phase 5. What are they gonna do?
Yeah, and it's something that Torch might be able to capitalize on, but it looks like they have their own troubles. Frame B going to take out Wabaku.
Wabaku was the one he's the anchor. Wabaku's the anchor.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
And it looks like AFI is going to get involved into XG. Oblivion going down early. Dope going to be taking out some shots onto Rebel. IT going to go out in 12th. Frito going down by a nice shot from Frame B. So TC had a rough rotation as well, running parallel to Gen.
No way they make it in here.
Pushing on this. No, not a chance. So Will's going to collect the point. Two-man squad. The best they could get is maybe a knock and confirm. But it looks like they might not even be able to get that. Clean wipe. Great job by RTI. Huge momentum boost for them. Gen out in 11, but 10 kills. Who cares? They did just fine there. TC did find a way to make it in, but RMV did push them. So TC's working their way in. BM's taking pop shots at him. RMV is going to be left in the open, and if Alba sees this, there should be a free kill for him.
I think RMV's about to push this. Oh, like you said, there's gonna be some stuff done to RTI because they didn't have the vehicles. The vehicles were behind. They're gonna be able to pull up right here. Tyrannical gonna hit a 61 heady right there. That's gonna be huge.
Yeah,
oh,
that's big for Torch.
Oh, look at that perfect nade.
Oh my goodness. That's one of the best nades I've seen in a long time. RTI is going to go out in 10th place. Great job from Torch. Being a two-man, or they got 3 stacked up in there. Either way,
3 stacked, yeah.
Either way, great job from them. TC, good work here. They've got 4 up. They were able to get some. They're putting in some work on RMV now, getting the trade.
Don't run
exactly.
through the fire.
Right into the fire. I don't know why. Frame B is going to take him out. Project's going to get the knock on to Luca elsewhere, though. And looks like TC's going to go out to RMV. I don't know if there were smokes there or what exactly happened.
The smokes had went away, man. I don't know what happened right there. I think he just walked through the fight. Was so... I think he was focused on the fight.
Yeah, if Frito had his gun out there, that would have been a knock and a point for him. So he was healing. I don't know what happened exactly, but that's a GG's for them. Out in 8th, I do believe. So they are going to pick up a point. AFI, meanwhile, going to put some work onto TH, and this may allow XG to move up that south side ridge. So Big Joy going down from Projects, and TH is in trouble here. Tyrannical stealing that. Omerta going down by Wax, so this is good for TH getting some knocks, and Torch has been stealing the kills. AFI finally going to take out TH with only Hobie up.
That's shocking to me. Oh, XG is on the high ground.
One of them's on fire. Rex going to get the knock. Bradshaw's going to go down to Oblivion. XG's going to work this 2-man. And there's a 3-team fight here for this small compound with BM, XG, and TSG running around each other.
Wait, what just happened right there? I think that should have been a knock. Might have been a little bit of a lag right there. Oh, he shot his pan. I'll respect that. Okay. And now we have everybody from TSG is going to get rezzed, and now XG is going to push down. I was wondering where XG was getting all these kills from, all the steals. They were just on the high ground looking in and just absolutely putting down some work. That's how they got them kills on.
Yeah, and TC had a great opportunity to take an out Broadshot again. So I think XG is going to get this full wipe. I think they're going to take out BM too. Even as a 2-man, they've already got 8 kills as well. He's going to jump out though. Oblivion's going to get caught in the open. He's not going to be able to get it in time. Great job by Rec, and it looks like Project's going to go down too. So this is going to be them going out in 6th. Great job. Torch taking down Frame. This is huge for Torch. As a 3-man, they've started to spread out. They've got 6 kills and they're starting to feel it.
That risky positioning for for Torch ends up paying dividends in the end of the game. Nobody else can get to him. It was a smart play. It was just a risky play. Everybody being inside that shack and everybody's gonna fight around them. They're gonna be able to come out now and own a side. So maybe this is gonna be their best game so far. They were needing it.
This is what Torch is good at, position plays and playing off this. So once they get into late circle, they can do it. And Rec dispatches at Albos. He goes out in fourth. So now we've got, or fifth rather. So now we've got 4 teams here. RMV in a beautiful split, even though they've got a 3-man. They've been primed for position, but TSG has 4 up. They've got this compound to work with. They've probably got a ton of smokes, a ton of bodies to farm off of, but they still have to deal with Hobie up top on the high ground, and Torch is in a really good position if they have some utility to do something. But RMV's got that entire ridge along the street to play off of, and they have half the circle, so they're in a really, really strong position. So it's going to come down to I think Torch or not. Hobie's going to get some work into M. He's going to go down. He's probably going to get the point for it. So now Torch is going to be in trouble, and RMV is going to be in the strongest position. But TSG, if they can make a move and get to the ridgeline and dispatch Hobie, then they should win the game. And Hobie does get the point.
No chance that Torch knew that Hobie was still on that high ground over there, and that's just what's going to cost them. If M wasn't using the bolt right there, maybe something could happen, but he was only able to provide 1 shot. Let's see what Hobie does. He was only able to provide 1 shot. If he has an SLR or something, maybe he can fight back, but he had no chance right there.
Yeah, Tyrannical was down to 1 shot too, so I don't know who was shooting him, if it was Hobie or if it was TSG getting shots on him. But Tyrannical barely got a heal off. He was in trouble too. So it looks like Rec's going to take out Legend. So now RMV's in trouble with 2 men up right now. Hobie is in a world of trouble, but he's going to play this out, see if he could do anything. If he can isolate and take out Tyrannical, he's got a really, really good shot of winning this 2v1.
They're using a lot of util on this, which I think is the right thing to do.
It's needed for a player like that. They know it's Hobie. I would absolutely use my utility to get this guy out of there so that they could focus on the last couple people.
How many more of these does he have? He has 4 more smokes. He's going to smoke his way to this rock.
Yeah, 6 kills for AFI, so they had 7 last game with the dub, so that's they're already at 23 points. Most of this coming from Hobie late game play. Great job, TSG, getting to the dip, exactly what they wanted to do. Now they are in prime position, TSG, to have a bounce back game and win this with a lot of kills.
No way he makes it to this rock, right?
He makes it.
I was going to say Tyrannical with the very last bullet ends up taking him down. I was going to say, man, that is whew.
Well, that's going to take out two Blaze as well. So now it's going to be a 3-3. They should be able to get him up just fine. Hobie's finally taken out. Poor guy. He almost made it to the rock. And if he did, I think he could have done a lot of damage off that. So,
oh, Dom goes down right here to Wreck. That's huge because I think that they were going to be able to make some plays if he doesn't go down, because that's what I thought was going to happen.
Tyrannical's going to take down Turbot, so now it's going to be a 2v1v2. And Tyrannical's got these rocks to work off of that Hobie had. He's going to get the confirm on that, so 5 kills for him.
He is not the person that you want playing a solo and behind you. I think he struggles playing with the team, and he plays better when he's by himself. I 100% believe that.
Yeah, I mean this is a veteran in the game.
He goes down though from Bless, but man.
Yeah, and now here we are. TSG went from prime position to just being Rec. If you're going to have one guy up though, 8 kills, it's going to be Rec. I think he can absolutely work this, but RMV should have the win. That was who I originally thought would take this, but I'm not gonna call that just yet because Rec has got position and they've got 8 kills and he's got 5 of them. So they were putting in work, and GG's to Tyrannical, putting in work and putting a lot of kills in. I think they had 8 or 9 kills in that 3rd place.
Wreck just has to wait.
That was great. If he threw that 1 second later, might have caught him.
If he just waits, what they're going to do is they're going to try to take this car. He just needs to move down the ridge a little bit. If he catches him with this, he's absolutely flashed.
He does, and if he pops over this ridge, he should have. And he waited too long, and instead they're going to take him out for an easy one.
By RMV. Well played by RMV. But yeah,
and that's positional teams getting position, doing exactly what they do when they get position. RMV, great job from them. TSG, great job as well. They had 9 kills in 2nd place. Torch with 8 kills, and Tyrannical with 6 of them playing that shack, and RMV with that beautiful rotate up. They went up that left side, which is really huge for them because if you notice, Dubhub opted to take the right side, and they ran into a world of trouble where RMV got blessed with that center zone, and they were able to capitalize on it, and they absolutely needed it. I think they had 1 point the first game, so great job by RMV cleaning it up. A ton of big kill games. I mean, even though Genesis went out in 10th, I think they had 10 kills as well. So a lot, like there's 4 or 5 teams that are doing most of the kills and most of the damage here. So that's pretty crazy to see because some of these teams are going to start to pull away big time. These points are huge, and Gen going out in 12th or whatever they went out in, or 10th with 10 kills, and same thing with RTI. I think they had 9 kills, going out outside of placement as well. So but back to the teams that we have that were in the final circle. Great job by Torch being able to play off that position, and that Shaq being able to get everybody up. Hobie, a thorn in everybody's side, able to play that really, really well. If he got to that rock, it would have been a whole nother story for sure, I think, and maybe a different outcome if he did make it to that rock. So GG's from AFI. They keep it rolling with consistency. XG had a bunch of kills there as well. But TSG able to hold their own and hold that compound through 2 or 3 teams that tried to push up on it.
That Shaq play by Torch is just amazing, to be honest. Right, like that's a risky play, and I think they're the only team playing in the PCL currently that attempts that play with that Shaq. They know that they might lose a few people. Everybody goes down, but they get a chance to res them. If you make it inside, you're fine because nobody else is going to pull up there because it's surrounded by a lot of people. That's great. And you see RMV able to hold the westernmost part of this circle and benefit off of it. The only team that was over there at the time was Torch, and Torch rotated away. They left Wabuku alone, and Wabuku dies. But again, that's a good play for RMV. That's a good play for Torch. And then, like you're saying, TSG. The thing that changes the game for TSG here was TSG was able this time to fight off the teams pushing their compound. They're able to take down XG. They're able to take down, I forgot who else was there. I believe it was
Albos, it was Blood
BM,
Money.
right.
Yeah, it was the end of BM, and I think they were able to keep AFI from doing anything,
AFI
or
at bay.
Hobie from pushing them. So, yeah, that was huge for TSG. That's a huge confidence boost. They got their getbacks onto XG, where they were probably super disappointed after just wiping Dubhub to then get subsequently wiped. They're able to get redemption on it. I know it was a 2-2 split, so it wasn't a 4v4, but they were still fighting 2 different teams. They were able to get out of that fight with 4 up and able to at least compete and end up with a very high kill second place. And great job, Rec, just putting in a ton of work.
But you know what? And since you mentioned them, that's the difference between the first fight and the second fight. The first fight, Rec got knocked early. The second fight, Rec didn't get knocked, and he makes the play to win the game. He makes the play to save the day. That's the difference. The difference is if your fragger goes down first, then the game isn't the same, right? Like the fact that he stayed alive and was able to put the work in is the reason why this team is in the position that they're in, and that's what you like to see. Now, right here for Tyrannical, right? He gets 2 kills. He gets caught trying to get to the next rock, but he's playing aggressive as a one man. I believe he plays more aggressive as a one man than he does with the team. It's weird that it works like that for him, but he feels like his opportunities are improved, or his chances are improved when he's playing by himself. Watch him play. Watch him. That's why he's the guy who rotates late, or he's the guy who's always by himself. He's there. I don't know how to explain it, but he is their go-to guy for points, other than Wabuku right now. But Wabuku only got one kill this game. We'll see how that turns out.
Yeah, well, that's the thing with Torch. They're a positional team, so when you're a positional team, you need players like Tyrannical or Wob that can frag out and give you that frag ability. Now, where Tyrannical went wrong here is he was in zone, he had rock cover. All he had to do was hang out and let this fight transpire, because if that did it, he could have won this entire game.
That's the truth. I agree with you. Let's go to a little intermission. We'll be back, everybody. You guys know, 3 minutes maybe. And we'll be back with some more content this time. One more Miramar. And yeah, thank you guys for stopping by. We appreciate it.
Welcome back. We are here with the PCL match number 3. This is going to be our final Miramar of the day. We have one more Aaron go after this. That last match won by RMV with a great positional victory right there, but still racking up a pretty good amount of kills. That we saw a breakout game for Torch. We saw a breakout game for TSG. Let's see if they can build on those things moving forward. We also saw Jin put up 10 kills in this match, as in the last match as well. Just getting held out by RTI. They were able to wipe MG, so I am looking for MG to have a better game. If not, they might be on the outside looking in and have to figure out a way to overcome a massive deficit going into the final week of this, into the final stages of this particular round, and they might end up playing in the next round and not moving on to the finals, because it's sort of like a loser's bracket that we have here in the PCL. So Nick, can you call the winner here? Can you call it, because you've been doing a good job right now calling the teams that should play strong in the game? Can you do that right now?
Oh, Tyrannical getting a headshot onto Wills very early. No, I can't call it just yet, but what I did notice is that TSG did jump early. They're going to have a very... he should be able to get the res here. It looks like he's going to get the res here. This is always a dicey play for me. I'm taking out Froxy as well, so RTI in a world of trouble early on. They collect the points. They're already down 1, so they're going to have to scoot out of here with shotguns or just hold up tight, because... Torch is feeding off this last game, and they look strong. They look comfortable. I mean, Tyrannical's looking really in form right now, and I think he's going to continue to do that. What I did notice, TSG had a nice drop early, so they decided to drop early, and DH. Instead of, I do love this adjustment by DH, instead of jumping first, they decided to jump last. By doing that, it gave them a ton of information, and they're able to now, even though we've got another West Circle where TH is in their zone with Monty again, and AFI taking over Chuma again as well, and Jen and Picado. Those are kind of, standards. Dubhub, even though they have a long rotation, at least they have the information, whereas last time, even though they had the circle, they jumped early and they really didn't have any information as to where any of the other teams were, and it didn't work out for them. So I think that having the information is going to help Dubhub, and they really need a bounce back game just like MG does. But these are hard rotates coming out from coming out of the west side, nothing Leone side, nothing more on the eastern side. But based on how this circle is right now, Brick's already on the move, and that's what I'm talking about. These high caliber teams, they're not satisfied with good position. They're going to send their guy with no loot. He's probably got a Tommy gun and something else, and he's rotating right away. That's strong plays by AFI. I think AFI is in position off rip, if you want me to call it, to win.
I like that. Now you're gonna see. I think AFI is in a good position to win too. It's crazy that the circle has favored them yet again, and that we're seeing this many Western circles. What I was scared of right there for Torch is Tyrannical was gonna contest that with no vest, no helmet, and an SLR because he got the knock. And if they had another teammate there, RTI, that had an automatic, it was gonna be a tough road for Tyrannical, and he's not the player that Torch wants to lose in the opening fights, just because he was looking to get a confirmation on that kill. But RTI is going to have to rotate again. We're going to probably see the same kind of rotations. Only thing that we won't see here is the dub hub rotation, like you said, because they're a bit further away from the zone because they waited to gather more information. We might see some fights go down in Los Leones during the rotation phase of the game, but again, I don't see that happening. But I don't see it going as far west this time. I think you're going to see people with the more with the more of a western middle side of rotation here. I think Jin, this spot that Jin went to last time, is going to be a great spot for them to go to again. I think it's going to pay off if they go there, and they're going to be able to rack up some kills because people are going to start going to them. You know what I like about Jin sometimes? Sometimes they're a position team, right? They get their spot. They wait for other people to do things, and then they attack the people from their position. So they're not a traditional position team, but they play positional games just aggressively, I would like to say.
Look at how exact they are. They made the exact same rotation, actually better because it's actually 2-2 split with Paulo up, and they knew exactly where they wanted to go and the exact position they wanted to take, and they took it. Same thing with AFI. XG had a nice early rotation with their 2-2 split, and they took position. I'm surprised RMV stopped here. Work mode. I thought he was going to keep going. I thought he was going to go all the way through Valley, and I thought they were going to end up on the same ridge that they took last time. But maybe he's just waiting for his team. Maybe he's waiting for information. Maybe he's looting. I don't know. But I was expecting RMV to keep moving there. But yeah, Gen, they're not a positional team. They're just a monster team. They play whatever the circle gives them. They know, okay, if it's going to be this, we're going to play this way. If we're going to lose two, we're going to play it this way. So they're really good at playing on the fly, making on-demand adjustments. Reckless, getting the compound early. He's going to be able to hold this one off now, so he's not going to get caught in the open. Meanwhile, CP Stoic is going to be left behind here, caught in the open. Fade spots it, and I think MG might pick up Stoic and trap him here.
This is the same rotation CP made before. There was just nobody to rotate there ahead of them last time. And now Stoic just being late, trying to get the vehicle, probably trying to get his own vehicle or trying to get one more piece of loot. Going to catch him off guard right here. And Fade's going to do some damage.
Even if he gets out of this, I don't think he makes it to catch up with his team. I think Tick and I think the other teams are going to, I was going to say, like, Signs is chasing, and I think they're going to take this 2v1. They're going to isolate. They know Stoic's by himself. They know he's hurt now. So I think they're going to take this. But Stoic, if he's smart, and he is a smart player, Tyrannical taking down Leo early. That's huge. Hopefully they can get Leo back up. Great shots with the Mini. So still fights going on as RTI does get flush. Wabaku takes that. RTI does get out with 2. Torch with 2 early points. Stoic's just going to have to hang tight for a little bit, but he's going to be just fine. TSG with a beautiful rotation. They're taking the RMV rotation. They should have very good ground, and they're not going to have any problems for the next 3-4 circles.
They rotated to the same exact house that they just rotated to. ITE didn't get this great of a rotation last time. MG rotated to the same exact spot. They had the high ground last time. Remember, they just had to rotate down. You can see ITE is going to pick one of these houses right here, one of these compounds to take. I would do a 2-2 split because there's only 2 houses on this side and there are 3 on this side. If not, you're going to have to pull up to this. If not, you're going to fight TSG if you're trying to take their territory. And then
and that was a really smart play by Stoic to not go down there, and really good job for MG too. Bishop's going to take out Bless. RMV's going to be in some trouble here, and TC also in some trouble out in the open. But it looks like they're going to run him over, collect the point onto RMV. That's a bad early
trying to make
for
that
them.
Same rotation. This is going to be huge for TC. If they don't move right here, they have a great chance in picking up a lot of points because everybody's trying to rotate here. I think this is a major play that people don't take advantage of. Yeah, they should. This is a major play people don't take advantage of. You know, teams are going to make this rotation. It's the easiest one on the map. You just make it hard for them.
Yeah, and TC's in a great position here to get catch Benny by himself. He's going to take a ton of damage from that explosion. He's going to try to make it there, but I don't think he's going to be able to make it to the building. He's going to go down. So exactly picking up a kill that's much needed for the Coalition. They need it. RMV Legends also getting taken out by TC, so they're putting in a ton of work. And that's RMV rotating late for some reason. That was really, really weird of them because they rotated great last time. They dropped that same spot and got the same circle. I don't know what they were doing caught in rotation there, but that's 2 that got caught in rotation, so we'll see how the rest of RMV plays. But this is not good for Dub Hub. Again, 3rd game in a row, losing Benny early to that trap by TC, and that was a huge couple kills for TC. So they're going to rotate.
It's crazy because that's an accident for TC, but it plays a huge part, and it shows you what can happen if somebody camps this road. This is the road that people take because they feel like nobody's going to be there. And right there, everybody was there. And look, exactly what I thought was going to happen. It's going to shift more to the center. It's going to be a Jin circle for real. CP is going to have the ability to shoot down on them. RTI is going to rotate in. Torch is going to be able to rotate in and fight RTI. Dope's going to be fine. And then the Blood Money is going to rotate in as well. DA going to rotate up this.
Yeah, it looks like XG is going to try and catch him in rotation as well. I don't know if they're going to be able to. A lot of terrain to cover to be able to get those, but they might be able to catch one of these guys. And it looks like the rest of RMV, the other two, they did rotate on time. So I'm not sure what that miscommunication was, or if, extra loot or whatever they were trying to do there. But the rest of RMV is in position. I don't know how the other two got lost.
They're going to see, AFI. So, all right. It's crazy that AFI drops Choom, right? And they tend to always get the circle somehow. Or like, if it's a north circle, they're kind of out of luck. If it's a far north circle, but it's usually not one of those. So AFI gets their spot more times than not. And also they're going to get knocked right there. Hobie's going to have to move his face.
Beautiful shot. Rec taking down Hobie. It's a big confidence boost. They know, okay, now we've got AFI on the hill. Now they know position. They know where everybody's at. But they're playing the same game. That was a great compound for TSG to hold. They're going to be good for another few circles. Blood Money's going to get into it with Dope, I believe, here pretty early. Yeah, they're going to be crashing this in a 2-2 split, and Dope's going to get caught trying to catch up to their team.
Blood Money's they're not gonna chase. This is gonna be fine. They just can't get shot from a distance right here. Lob's still rotating in. King just can't take a bad route. They should be. Oh, those are big shots. That's gonna push Jalapeno back a little bit.
Yeah, and they're able to get 4 in. That's huge for Dope. Yeah, and CP, they actually opted to take another position inside, and they are going to be finding themselves in a wonderful position here. That is a great compound opposite of Dope. So now you've got this weird Dope has found themselves in a really weird position where they are going to take fire from both BM up top and CP from below, and CP is going to find themselves getting shot from Gen, AFI, and Dope.
Yeah.
So even though that's really good position, they're going to have to watch their head peaks, and they're going to kind of have to hang out for another circle or two and just keep the peaks and keep people from crashing them, because Gen's going to be playing that 2-2 split. I believe probably after next zone they'll probably team up again, and hopefully I'd like to see where Dubhub ends up rotating to get out of that, because Coalition should be on their rotation as well.
Dubhub seems to be in Choom right now. High ground, the Choom, they're gonna have all this to work with. This is fine, actually. It's just gonna take them a little while. TSG's getting shot at by AFI, they're getting shot at by ITE, and they're getting shot at by XG. We're gonna have a fight right here as well for MG on their rotation in. You like to see these rotations that teams are making. It's taking them a little longer to get there. 16 teams up, phase 3 closing in, 32 seconds. Turbot is gonna get knocked. He's over here. That's going to be XG. XG's out of the circle.
Attack getting involved as well. So that's really good for Rat getting that point. MG needs everything right now, and they need something to get started. And that's a great pickup for Rat. I think TSG is going to be safe for that pickup, but TH is in trouble. I don't know why, but they have been having struggles trying to get out of Monte.
Fade has cut off problems on his rotation. Tick is going to be able to get some shots in too. I'm not sure if he spots problems. They're going to hear him eventually. Tick's actually going to pull up to his compound. I wonder if he knows that he's here.
Yeah, it looks like he's going straight for him. So
no, I'm not sure he knows. No, he doesn't know. He's smoking the behind. He hears him now because I heard him. So he knows. He's 100% knows that problem is in here.
Rack taking out Hobie again with the heady again. So Hobie's got to find a helmet somewhere, and he's got 2 knocks early. And Rack doing some work there with that K9.
Got to see where people are rotating in. XG hasn't found their spot yet. They're starting. Ratatat getting tagged by Shogun. Those are good shots, but it's not going to get a takedown right there. You're going to have another fight here by TC and ITE. They're just going to be close.
Yeah, this is a good one for TC. Again, they've got 3 kills actually early, so I think they should get this wipe if they can get together and play as a team. They should be able to get this entire wipe here as everybody's in the car. This is just shooting fish in a barrel here. They are able to take out 2. I do think they should get all of them. Okay.
Wow. I'm surprised he didn't get knocked, to be honest with you. And they leave 2 alive right here. That's just IT had to do what they had to do to get in. They lost a couple people. Frito does go down. It looks like he got tagged from DA. DA is going to try to get another one here as Outcast is going to be taking a few shots. But Bishop trying to put down some good cover. able to get some shots there, and DA is gonna have to back up off of it.
Yeah, and unfortunately, DA's got to move in. So I expect to see DA getting into a fight early. They should be pushing TC as TC is in with a knock. If you're XG, there it is. RMV getting taking down Illy. I believe.
Frame low on health. He must have been the person in that fight with Illy, and it's just going to be them too.
So XG was actually had every intention of pushing TSG. That was the plan, and RMV kind of ends up getting that. So Frame does get that kill. They end up spoiling that for XG because XG had every intention of pulling up on TSG because they were right on him as their anchor. But RMV steals the kill, and now they're in position to third party. TSG, I don't think they're going to be able to get Bradshaw up, so they're just going to round up, group up here, and play as a 3-man. They're all outside of zone, so there should be some fun fights, and we'll see if XG takes RMV first or if they take TSG first. CP, Dope, all of them are going to be taking shots. AFI is going to be taking shots at AG. XG is actually going to steal that kill from Bradshaw. I don't know if he was actually... No, he got the original knock. I apologize. CP in great position. There's your rotation from Gen coming together like I figured by phase 4. RTI going to be rotating in, taking shots, but they are going to take compound. Ooh, Will's going to explode, though. I don't know if Nike is going to get out of this either. Oblivion getting shots onto Rec. He's not able to find it. He is able to get it on the second time. Rec taking out projects, though, and Jen getting involved onto Will's going to flush that out. Rec going to take out projects, and now it's a 2-2, and we'll see it. If they can get Turbot up, they don't have a whole lot of time. XG does play super aggressive. M, meanwhile, getting involved, taking out Jen. Hobie taking out Turbot. So now they're going to be picking up some teams. XG going out in 15th. That is not good for them. That's Frame again. RMV is able to snake some more kills, and that is big for them, losing too early. So Stiffy getting involved, finally taking out Blink. That was a great shot from him. Hetty and IT is just in a world of trouble. They cannot find a place to play right now. DA, meanwhile, they did find it in the zone on the south side. They should be able to get some rotations onto TC and get aggressive here. TC has 3 up, I believe, or all 4. Did they get all 4 up?
4 up for TC right now, yep. But they're going to get pushed by DA. It's going to be a 4v4. It's going to be this is a good fight. I think this is a good fight for both teams right here. But AFI, RMV ended up wiping both of those teams. AFI is going to end up holding out our RMV. RMV is going to have to rotate, and now we're going to see MG make their rotation in as well. And where did they go? Oh, it's just one more.
You've just got one. You got work mode just hanging in there, and he's going to be playing for placement. They're going to. He's a very smart player, so he'll be able to get them at least a point. I think they'll finish top 8 as long as he doesn't get caught in the open here by DA. DA kind of stalled that push there, and Nike here going to take out Tyrannical.
He threw a nade at him. I think they were trying to play the shack again, and it just didn't work out. He tried to get an angle on it, his car flipped, and he just hit him with a really good nade. I'm surprised CP's not putting down massive amounts of fire on Torch, but you can see this is Jin putting down the shots. Torch is in a bad spot. After that wall of smoke goes away, it's going to be very, very tough for them to make a rotation. I'm not gonna put anything past them because they've been able to make sketchy plays before and able to get the rotations to work out for them, but this one's going to be a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, and it's a tough compound for CP to hold because they're getting peppered from the back from 2 teams. So they don't really want to peek anything, and I don't blame them because if they get circle again here, they're going to be in good position, and they know they're going to have to fight. They do get circle. So, it might be teams having to come down and push onto them, which is going to be good for CP. They'll be able to hold that compound, so they don't need to take any extra damage trying to seek a scab. They're not, it's just not needed right now. If there was ITE, on the other hand, yeah, they should be taking scabs, but they're not. I like to see Dub Hub still up. Looks like they're going to have a easy rotation in and a lot of hillside to play on that southeast side. Jen's going to have to slightly move, but this is good for TC, getting 5 kills, a little momentum going, because these are a lot of good players that just haven't been able to find their footing here. Nike is going to take out Torch. Wobbs going down as well, so I think there's only, is that one up?
Should be one. Yep, should be one up for them, and he's going to go down. That's going to be M going down to Apollo. Now this is a fight that Dub Hub direly needs, but DA needs to be pushing this as well.
they're both out of the circle. Everyone here is out of the circle, so they're gonna end up getting third party from BM as they try to rotate in. So this would be a good, well, not Dub Hub if they can rotate lower, but this would be a good time for DA to get into a fight or be a little bit of aggressive, because if not, AFI is gonna have them on the holdout as well.
Yeah, Dubhub, it looked like they started moving up and then they actually ran backwards. Tiny's going to take out Signs. That's not good for MG at all.
Ooh,
Frito's going to
double
get taken down from Red Eye. And wow, getting outcast as well. That was just great shots from him.
Oh,
Picking up
Augie.
3 there, and finally TC goes down, but a ton of work put in there, and DA is on the move, getting aggressive, and this is what they should have done the other game. But it looks like they're going to just take up this hill, grab some util. Augie's going to be left out to dry. Work mode is going to put in some work with that motorcycle. He's going to get into that shack.
Augie goes down. The TC that actually counted, and then you're going to see AFI. AFI's running a wild 2-2 split to hold the outside, where Morta is going to try to put down everybody here from... He's going to back up. Yeah, that was just too much. I think he thought he was going to get some scabs there, but when the whole team starts rotating towards you, you have to figure out what to do. And now BM, like I said, was going to get some confirms as DA didn't rotate to circle, and as they do rotate the circle, BM just going to hold them out, and on the other side, Dub Hub's going to pick up some of those kills as well. Diplomacy's probably just going to die to the blue.
Take one from Jen. Hobie's going to take out Tick, so MG's in trouble here. Nike's putting in work as a one-man in the shack, and it looks like Jen's going to Tiny ran straight up on him, takes him out. That's a smart play. They are able to get him back up as well, so they're going to have 4 up, and they're going to have full control of this side of the street, and AFI is still in a very, very, very strong position. They're going to have to move on to BM and work their way down, so they're going to have to dispatch BM and then dispatch Dope and then move their way onto CP, and that's why CP's position is so good. Meanwhile, Rat is having to rat with Fade. 2 kills. They are going to get some placement at least, but they don't have a lot of position or a lot of manpower. Gen, they get gifted a crate. They're probably going to get it at some point. CP, they're going to start getting involved here one way or another and start getting some scabs. So Dub Hub's still up. Work mode just sent it straight with that motorcycle into the zone. He's still got zone going to the next zone as well. So heads up play from work mode with the motorcycle taking the shack. And like I said, AFI is going to have to find a way to dispatch BM, and it looks like they're going to bypass him instead. I don't know if they know if they're here, but yeah, I would have definitely taken this fight as opposed to going parallel to them.
It's not good for the zone. They're just going to get in front of them. They're going to force them to rotate down to them instead of them rotating towards the houses. They're probably going to do some work right here to Vert. What is Zerg?
Yeah.
And he's going to go down. Well, maybe not. He's inside. Yep, he's going to go down. So
he's going to go down. Also, Fade's going to go down as well. So it looks like Dub Hub getting taken out as well. So is that Dub Hub completely gone now?
Just Stiffy. Just Stiffy was the only one taken down. Brain's still alive over there on the outside. Now Morta's got a look at Aldos. Aldos is going to go down as well. And now this is why BM is in trouble. They had a time to hold them. They didn't get as many kills as they would have liked to get from their positioning, but now they're going to have to figure out something. Now there's going to be 2 teams here. He pulls up into the other side. This is Jalapeno making it inside, but Dope is going to be there looking for him.
Jalapenos can get a great knock here. I think he should be able to get 2 and 2 points, and that's a Dope absolutely whiffed it. I don't know why they were comfortable in their spot. As soon as AFI and BM got into it, it should have been all 4 men pushing that. Instead, AFI is going to be the winner of all of this at the end of it, and 6 kills already.
This is huge for Jalapeno. Huge for Jalapeno right here. Great knocks. Way to play aggressively into this compound. Get 2 knocks. You're gonna get 3. They're scared to push in, but they're not gonna save Baby Joey.
Reckless getting the point onto Fade as well, so MG down to Rat. They are going to get the res. They are going to get the wipe on Jalapeno, so they're out in 7th. Great job from Jalapeno, though, getting some kills. But they are going to go and have perfect position. Dope just hanging on there. I don't know why they didn't push on that, but they didn't.
That's shockingly good for... And okay, Jin finally picked up the that was in that care package, but that's shockingly good play for AFI and for Jalapeno. Jalapeno making the plays that you have to make when you're a one man, but AFI not allowing Reckless going to get knocked as well. AFI not allowing them to get a
Jen's going to push on this, and they're pushing this compound. This is the compound to have, and getting that early knock onto Rec is huge because they're going to open the store and just light them all up.
If you've ever seen Jin play, you know the scheme. The scheme is Paulo goes up there. He's the first one in every fight after a knock, or while shots are being taken, and then he's the hard press to get the next entry frag. That's what we see right there. He pushes up after that reckless knock. He was probably already laying prone on that trench, on that ridge right there. The knock comes, he instantly gets up there, and now that's when the fight starts. He's the reason why their team, don't want to say just the reason, but he's one of the reasons why their team is so deadly at range, because they just push you immediately after that next kill. It's just a very, very tough situation. You don't know where he was going to be. Notice that he found the person getting rezzed and he gets the takedown. That's just well played by them. And now you can have Baby Joy with this too. Wow.
Yeah, they've got a wall of smoke to work with. They're going to dispatch of Dub Hub first. They know that this is the easier fight than to taking on Jen. And I think they are going to get the beautiful nade there. Oh, that was a flash. Great job from Dub Hub sticking in this with a two-man, though. They're going to definitely get third at least. Omerta taking down Brain, so it's just Stiffy. 8 kills, though, third place. Let's see if Stiffy can take one out. Looks like he may.
This is the game that Dub Hub needed. Everybody needs to win, but being able to get into third place is huge for them. They had 2 rough outings, and now AFI was leading this before, and this is we see why.
Yeah, 10 kills and right now and second, and Jen's got 3 up with 11 kills, so a very evenly matched game. I called AFI, so I have to root for AFI on this, but Jen is in a very, very good position. They've got the compound, they got a lot of angles, but AFI has a ton of terrain to work with as well. But they did use a lot of utility on that DH push, so we'll see what they're able to pull out here.
AFI has been, like I said before, we always talk about this. There are certain teams that play all week and play in competitions endlessly, and it shows when you get into the PCL. And AFI is one of those teams. I believe they just came in first or second, or second or third in one of the weeklies or whatever they did, and you could tell that they've been playing well, and you love to see it. And Jin also, they play all the time. And you can tell because they're on point. It's just practice. You can't get this kind of practice in rank. You got to play in some tournament somewhere. And Baby Joe's going to get taken down. It's going to be Paulo hitting the shots.
Yeah, and it looks like he's going to get another one. I'm not sure what this send is all about, but Hobie should be able to get the res on him. And they've got to get a knock here in order to be competitive here. But they are going to be able to get 4 up. And
good tags.
If they can get 1 knock, they'll win this.
They had to get into circle. They were like out of circle, and all of them had the same angle. They like to be in different angles and cause you problems. This is how they won the first game. They spread out the final phase. They just get multiple angles. You're going to probably get 1 knock on one of them if you can focus, but you're not going to be able to knock them all at the same time, and that's what they're counting on. You know what they know right here, Nick? They just want to stay alive until phase 8 is over.
That's it, because they've got the terrain to work with, and if Jen has to push out of this, which they will if they just play it safe, then AFI can easily get 1 knock, and then it'll be a 2v4, and they've got the angles to clean it up. So I do think AFI is going to take this. I think Jen's in a tough position unless they get a sick knock. Like on Omerta or Bricks or somebody in the background. I think this is AFI's game. But back to this compound that Jen took. If you're CP, they had the perfect compound, but they had to hold that. So you got to know that Jen is over on the other side of you. You've been getting all of this information. You knew your backside was safe because you had multiple teams having to push down onto you. So you knew you were safe on that, and so you really needed to hold that. So losing Rec early was huge for them, and you got to understand that Jen is going to push off that. They're going to try to isolate here and try to get something onto Omerta to get an early knock. But yeah, Jen's going to push on that knock. You're not going to be able to get the res. There's just not enough time for it. CP's going to have to learn from that. They should have stayed 3 men up, and they would have had a better chance at maybe holding off Jen and being in this position currently. Omerta's going to stay up somehow. And it looks like Brick's going to come down with some help, getting a flashbang onto him. But Omerta goes down. He's got to be absolutely blind right now. But Brick's, I don't think, is going to get aggressive on this. He may. More utility. And he is huge. The trade. That is absolutely huge. So now you've
Oh
got
my
an
God, baby
Oh my
Joey.
goodness. Oh, Joe Montana right into his lap. And this is Jen getting 2 points, 1 or 2 points, but this is it. AFI is going to take it. And great try from
Bricks
Jen.
didn't die.
13 kills.
I think he thought he knocked Bricks. That's why he turned around. He turned away from this fight. He thought he knocked Bricks on the right side. He turned away. Bricks is the person who got the kill. Wow. That's crazy.
Jeez to AFI. Well, I called it. You wanted me to call
Hey,
it, so I did
that
call
was a
it.
good
And
call.
that was a big game for them. That was 13 kills with the win. They were already tied for first with XG in this round. And Dubhub, great job getting 8 kills, third place, even losing Benny really early. So good job from them. CP, unfortunately, only 1 kill out of all that for 5th place with all that position. So back to the drawing board for them. Dope. I don't know how they snuck into that one, but 4th place with absolutely nothing. Jen, big game from them. I think they had 12 kills. Great job from Jen being able to get second. Unfortunately, they weren't able to get the angles, and AFI was able to fan out. What a beautiful play by AFI here to understand the situation, and instead of either pushing that compound or staying where they are, taking a battered, out of position, undermanned dub hub, I would 100% take that fight over a fully staffed Gen any day of the week, because they don't know that Gen lost one. Maybe they do or not, but they know that Gen's in that compound after that CP wipe. So they took this, dispatched of DH, and by doing that, set themselves up to win. Here is where Paulo probably would have needed to capitalize on it. If I were Gen, I would have moved out of this compound already.
Right, they have to leave.
And I expected that, honestly. As soon as I saw AFI moving, I thought Gen was going to be on the move right away, and I thought they were going to clean up and play some third-party action and at least be in position to not allow AFI to get a spread. Instead, they stayed here in this compound, and it didn't work out for them at all because they weren't able to make it out.
It's crazy because this is what I was talking about, where sometimes they're a very aggressive team, and then sometimes they're waiting, right? And it doesn't hurt them. Usually they're in second place with a bunch of kills, right? But earlier today we saw, to take this compound, they aggressively pushed it, but they get that same knock and they stay in the compound, right? They know where everybody's at. They see them driving away. They can just team push one of these members of this team at a time if they would like to. For example, if you see GT in this situation, GT's not holding this compound. GT's out there. Everybody's grouped up. They're knocking one person at a time, since the spread is so wide, right? And that's the thing that separates certain teams in the end game. Certain end games favor Jin, and this is one that doesn't favor them. AFI does a very good job of spreading around. The teams that really give AFI trouble are teams that have moved out of their compound, because you have to understand the situation. And in this situation, it's clear that you're not going to have the terrain phase 9. Like, as soon as you see that this is phase 8, phase 9, you're on the edge of the circle. All 3 of you are camped in there. They're just going to spread out and get better terrain and wait for you guys to come out of the houses. And that's exactly what they're waiting on.
Super curious play call for them, and I think they're going to watch that back and make the adjustments for sure. But I mean, what did they have? 12 kills or 10 kills or something like that with the second place?
Yeah, at the end of the day, they don't care, right? At the end of the day, they can lose this in second place. This team puts themselves early in the game. They give themselves enough kills where if they don't place, it doesn't really matter, right? Like, all right, I get 10 kills and 12th. I get 12 kills and no placement points. I still did better than Dope did this game, and they got 4th, right? So it doesn't matter. That's how they play, and I think they have the talent to do that. But when you come down to the final 16 teams, you need the wins, right? So they're gonna have to figure out a way to get those 12 points from the kills, and then get the win as well. And this is a team that they're going to find in another final circle at that time.
Yeah, this is going to be a back and forth for sure with these teams. And then once we get into even the later stages with Invasion, that's when it's going to get really fun for sure. And I can't wait for that. But yeah, CP, Dope, just not being able to capitalize on their great position. And they just weren't able to get kills when they really should have. Dope was in a great position to capitalize off that BM AFI fight. Could have put a wrench into AFI, probably taken taken down one or two of them, at least gotten a couple points, you're still in the same position. So why not at least try? Great job by Bricks
That's a
as
huge
well.
knock. And then that nade right there. That's a huge nade. But watch this. He thinks he gets the kill, but he just gets the thirst, and then Bricks gets the kill at the end. That's how he died. Well, GG's everybody. We'll be right back after our fourth and final set of messages. Aaron Gell coming up to close out the night. I cannot wait. Here with our fourth and final game of the day, and I think it's gonna be great. I love Aaron Gell. I love Aaron Gell console. I mean, I love Aaron Gell comp because it's like the greatest thing ever, to be honest. But I don't want to take anything from Miramar, because Miramar has given us the spiciest in games that we've experienced in a long, long time. So I'm ready to see how this one ends. We've seen AFI pop off. We've seen RMV get a win. We also saw who won the first game? I'm missing a team, right? I'm not sure, but I think that this game might be Jin's game to win. They've come close to winning a few times, but they haven't really been able to lock it in. So we'll see exactly who that is.
Yeah, AFI has won 2, and it looks like BM and CP are going to drop on each other in Prim, so they're going to get into it right away. If we can get over to Prim, good circle to have whoever wins that that Prim fight, but it looks like they're going to get into it right away. There are buildings here, guys.
Yep, they just... And then CP Langer's going to get the first knock, and then Aldo's going to get the second knock, and Aldo's going to get knocked by Stoic from the window with a VSS. There it is, baby. Haven't seen one all day, and we're going to have a VSS knock.
Beautiful trade. So now it's Albo splitting out. You've got 2 up now. It's going to be a 2v4. I think they should be able to get everybody up there. Langer going to take out Albo. So yeah, so Jalapeno and Lob, let's see what they can do with limited gear. It looks like a Tommy gun and a Vector with no attachment. So this should be interesting, to say the least. If I were BM, I would definitely try to find a way to get out of there. There's a lot of ways to rotate out of this situation, especially with CP up and losing 2 early. But it looks like they're planning to stay and play.
They're going to fight this. It's the last game of the night. You know how last game of the nights go. You don't rotate away, you stay. Fight. That's just
I hear you, but it's not the last game of the
right. Oh no. But you know what the thing is? I agree with that. But it's hard to change that mentality when that's what's been driven in you from playing in so many competitions. You know what I'm saying? Like playing in so many one days.
Yeah, if this was a daily great, Nate from Jalapeno coming in from Langer, Reckless getting some shots. I don't think they were able to connect, but they should be able to get Langer up out of this, and Lob's going to push off of this. But yeah, I mean, this is, I don't know if this is just establishing dominance or thinking that they're better than CP or what the case is. I'm not entirely sure, but Lob's going to get some shots onto Rec. Yeah, get more shots onto Rec, and it looks like Rec's going to have to heal out of this one. They might be able to flush Langer, and if they get this half wall and get one more knock, then it's going to be in trouble for CP, and CP does not need to take another loss right now. Jalapeno's going to get the knock onto Reckless finally, and now it's a 2-2, but Lob's in trouble here with 1 HP. Brett is going to swing around. Ooh. He is going to get it, but now we're...
Wait, what is going on with Brett?
So Brett's got 9 HP. He's got no ammo. He's got a struggling situation. He's got 2 guys down. He's going to have to get Reckless up. Jalapeno's going to get the hill, and I think Jalapeno might just push in on this, but I think Bretta should be able to... Well, he doesn't have any ammo.
The Uzi is so underrated, boy. That was a good spray by Jalapeno. Great time. Good fight. I think they had a chance right there, Nick. It just didn't pan out for them.
Yeah, they really did, and CP, I think, is only going to lose 1 out of all of that. As long as it wasn't Bretta, they will be fine.
Will be fine. I agree. I agree.
AFI in a good position with the George Pole crates. RMV doing what RMV does, getting position, center circle over chopsticks. Dub Hub wants to get involved as well. So Stiffy on a little scouting mission here, and hopefully he doesn't get caught out by Blast. If he's able to take this position, though, this will be very, very strong for Dub Hub. Meanwhile, TSG might run into a trap from Dub Hub if Dub Hub is paying attention.
These guys only land next to each other? Is this the thing that they do?
Yeah, and it might be, again, you know, they might just like these, and they're going to say, hey, this is what we're taking every time. We're going to take these fights no matter what. RTI is a very confident team, so is Torch. So, yeah, a lot of them are going to stand their ground, and not a lot of these teams are going to, you know, we saw it from Genesis and Mates. They had the same drop, and it took a little while before Mates decided to say, hey, let's just play off where we typically do and win it on the back end. And some of these teams, especially when you get down to the last 16, are going to have to make adjustments on where they drop and how they play these. But for now, you know, I think it's going to be a little bit of a stalemate, but Is that M up on the wall of school? It looks like M's in good position there.
Look, this fight right here is gonna take forever, and they switch spots,
Ooh.
to be honest.
And so I was saying that Stiffy was scouting out, and
He
Blessed
does.
does end up getting to kill Stiffy before the rest of them get there. And they're going to be able to dispatch and Blast. Hopefully no one else goes down. But that was a huge pickup to take down Stiffy. Unfortunately, Blessed just wasn't able to hold this entire compound by themselves. So that's unfortunate for Stiffy. Luckily, it wasn't Benny. I think if it was, he'd be throwing his controller right now. AFI is on the move. TC getting knocked
I
early
knew this was
onto
gonna happen
DA.
right here. As DA lands in military, right? And then TC lands not in military, but in that community, like a little ahead of military, and they just absolutely would bridge camp them, and not on purpose, but TC just rotates pretty slow. So since they're rotating slow, it doesn't allow DA to get away scot-free, and they lose 3 right there. And now you're just gonna have Red Eye doing his best snaking impersonation for the rest of the game.
He's gonna have to play RMV style. RMV now having to find a new spot since Dubhub did take the spot that Bless was trying to hold down. So unfortunate for Dubhub to lose one early, but hey, they got a point and they got the position that they wanted, so they should be able to be good 3-man up. RMV, this is a good secondary location for them. They'll be just fine. AFI is going to be having free reign over that northwest side, so they can kind of take whatever they want. Meanwhile, I did see that in the kill feed, I do believe it was Wabaku that got a knock onto RTI. They were able to get everybody up, and Torch is got a crazy split right now, and M has just been sitting at that half wall for, I don't know, 2-3 minutes. Tons of patience.
He has been sitting there for a long time.
But unfortunately, I don't think it's going to pan out for him. They're going to rotate north. They're going to get out of there. Dubhub finally making a good rotation and getting good circle early with only losing 1. TSG in great position, and here XG and TSG again very close to each other, and I expect them to fight at some point. XG is looking to take that top compound, and if they get some position on them, if Illy and Projects are able to spot them out, they will take that fight for sure. And TSG, I don't know if that's the fight you want to get into right away. AFI is going to sneak right down to the west side of Chopsticks into a great compound, and TH is going to go right into them.
Finally, a circle that these teams can manage, right? So we're going to see like 15 or 16, and we're gonna see let's say 11 or 12 teams up going into phase, probably 4, just because there's a lot of space in between these teams, and people aren't in their favorite compounds right now, right? Like we're gonna see this team probably go to this compound on the hill up here, right? Of course, and then we're gonna see, I don't know where Torch and RTI are gonna go, but everybody else is gonna be pretty comfortable. We're not gonna see any wild rotations. This isn't going to be a field finish.
Rotation from XG, though. They're going to be taking center compound. AFI in a great 2-2 split. If Illy finds a compound here, which he does, this is a wonderful compound to have and to hold and to move out of. So good pickup, good rotation from XG. Not just playing aggressive, playing really smart with that 2-2 split. And Rat getting taken down by Paulo early, and MG is caught there on the northwest side again.
I didn't even realize. Well, this is the first time I've seen them make a rotation like this to a good compound.
Trying to take that spot. They're going to try to
drive
take
by
it.
that, right? Yeah, they are. They're going to probably go. Wait, I might be wrong. Let's see what they do. Rat going down the Q. That's going to be huge later on. They're going to go high ground right here, and they're going to have a wide swing from their team. Yeah, so they don't get close. They're going to have E getting shot at while they drive by. They're fine. Rage is going to be fine. Great.
Yeah, there's a ton of terrain to play. Dope was rotating as well. They had a good terrain play as well. MG is on the move. Jen's trying to take out more, and MG is just trying to find something right now. If they could take any compound, get a little bit of a breather. RMV is in a good spot right now to take some shots on MG as they pass. Dope finding a good compound, but they're as far as their original team, but they've got two that are lagging behind. DH getting some shots on them, but they are able to get out of that as well. So MG is just absolutely struggling here to find a spot.
This is where they play.
Yeah,
This is their
you
spot.
got to play terrain.
They
Absolutely.
play this hill right here, but they're gonna have frame out. Frame's gonna back away from this. They play this hill now. This is my thing about that. MG in the open with Rat playing is great. MG in the open with no Rat is not the greatest team, right? Like he's the guy in the opening situations. He puts down the damage, he gets the kills, he gives out the information. Can they play effectively? I guess what determines if they can win right now or if they can get some kills is if they can play effectively without him putting down the damage from that distance. Like who's gonna step it up and hit those shots is what it boils down to being.
Yeah, and I don't know the answer to that. MG is just having a rough night all the way around, and so is DubHub. But at least DubHub is in position here. They've gotten some decent placement points with that last game that kind of jumped them up a little bit. But this is surprising to be this bad from MG, honestly.
It is. I don't know what's happening, to be honest with you. And they did pretty good in the qualifiers, in the open qualifiers. It just wasn't. They didn't dominate though, right? And I think that was what the problem is. If your team isn't dominating in the opens, when you get to the groups, it's going to be hard for your teams to use them same strategies going forward, right? That's just.
Yeah, we gave MG benefit of the doubt. You have to when you have a professional team like MG that is just capable of doing so much. They did have their struggles in the original stages, but I thought, okay, they're just kind of squeaking by. They're just making sure they qualify, and they're going to bring it. They're failing to do that right now. They didn't have a solid start, and this isn't a good night for them either. So, to be in the same place or actually behind Coalition right now, that's not expected to be outside of the top 10.
That's the truth. When I go in these guys' stream, when I talk to these guys, that's not what I expect from them. I've been watching them for a while, and you're right. That's just. You expect them to play better and to perform better, especially with the talent that they have.
They expect it.
I agree with that. Yeah, that's true. Is Jin gonna lose one right here? It looks like they are. Tyrannical's gonna get a knock. Waboku's gonna go down. Nothing they can do for him.
Yeah, and if you're RTI, you're going to want to third party this. You're going to want to get involved right away, come out of the blue, swing, and you're going to want to take out Gen, take out Torch, and we'll see if they do just that because Gen they are starting to look back, but they're right in the thick of the fight, and they've already lost 2 early. Torch has lost 2 as well. Torch is going to get completely wiped. They are out in 15th, but now you've got RTI. They're going to play this. It looks like they're going to play it.
They're on the push.
They should be able to. Yeah, they should be able to catch Paulo out if they hurry.
If you're Jin, I'm not sure you even think that there's a team behind you here, and they might wait for them to get into the vehicles because they have to make a rotation away. Jin does pick up another car though, and they're not even gonna go back for the car that they're trying to camp. So Jin's probably gonna get out of here unscathed. And
RV getting another knock onto MG, so that's MG getting taken out as well.
That's
Tick just.
Oh, they were trying to make it to this shack.
Fade.
And Fade's gonna die too. Wow.
So now it's just signs in a shack, and hopefully there can be some attention that gets taken off of him, but he's just gonna have to sit there, for the foreseeable future. I don't know what they could do there, but good pickup kills from RMV, and that's again really really bad for MG. I don't know what they're gonna do there. I guess play for placement, but XG still. Oh, they're into it with AFI right now.
Wait, where's Baby? Oh, here. I didn't see where they were at. But yeah, that's a tough knock. Baby Joey, they can't lose him. Hobie's going to go pick him up. There are certain people, like we always talk about on teams, that you don't want to see get taken down. Their team doesn't want to see him get taken down. Baby Joey, definitely one of those players. They do play well without him, though. If we're going to be honest, they do play well without him, but you still want him up. He's a great shooter and a great player. That's a good nade on Oblivion. He's going to go down and try to get a heal off. XG has been the wild card for the day. Whoever they fight either wins or they win. That's how it seems.
Yeah, they just go at 100 miles an hour one way, and they play it really smart. They do a lot of 2-2 splits. They're really aggressive. If they can put it together, they're they're gonna not only make it to the next stage, but they're going to do very, very well in the next stage as well. Gen, meanwhile, taking out Nikir, they're going to get the flush on it as well. So what looked like a really good opportunity for RTI has now turned into, a really tough position for him, because they're going to go right into TSG, and TSG should be able to wipe.
Deadeye finally gets into a fight, finally gets taken down as well. But now we have Blink going down. Problems went down. ITE is in a bad spot, but just because the blue is behind them.
Yeah, well, TH needs this. They're a better team than what they've been performing as well. So I'm sure they're disappointed in the performance. Once they got the knock on to Blink, they should say, okay, this is ITE. This is the team I want to fight. It's not AFI. It's not a team that's that's a strong shooting team. So I would imagine they would want to take this fight, and it looks like they're going to reposition. But yeah, IT even getting them up and having 3 up is going to be in trouble. Meanwhile, XG getting it in on Gen, and I don't know what's going on here, but
there's a door. He opened that door. You just can't see it on my screen. Don't feel like he just walked in. The door was open. He didn't just walk through the door. Okay, everybody? I just want to make sure that is known. But that was a great wipe right there for XG. Again, XG just ruining teams' day.
And AFI playing it so smart. They're doing a 2-2 split, holding map A, but also pushing. RTI can take out Frito. Rec gonna get Legends and get the flush onto Legends. I know he was taking a lot of pop shots there.
Wait, what's the circle? Like, I'm confused, because the circle is, why are these teams rotating to the beach?
It's a south push, and CP is in really good position. I told you whoever won that was going to be in good position from that Prim fight, and CP is getting knocks, and they are doing really, really well. And RTI is just going to kind of play this little defilade, but they've got TC with 2 up. I think Frito went down as well. So TC with 2 up, RTI with 2 up, and CP with 3 up in this particular positioning. But yeah, CP in a really strong compound there, and it looks like Joey's going to take Project, so AFI is going to capitalize on this third party. Gen really ruined the party for XG, because AFI is going to, unfortunately Brick's going to lose that fight. He's going to lose that point. Baby Joe's going to have to heal, so he's not able to help, and now it's going to be a 3v2, I believe, and Dope taking out TSG with a nade.
With a nade. It's up the hill. There's only one member left. I think that's going to be Wrecked is the last one left. I have to see this play by Baby Joy. Did you see him hop on top of this building? I would have never thought to do this. If he hops onto this floor to get busy, I'm just going to lose everything that I have left. If he gets the kill here, I think
yeah,
he's waiting for him.
Going to be some. Yeah, if Illy gets caught by this play here, which he is not able to, but if he got caught by that play, I would expect a nasty message coming in from Illy.
Right.
Rec finally getting taken out, so that's an underwhelming finish for them. Unfortunately, TSG was playing really, really well going into that, so they'll still pick up a few points.
All the way into the corner after those shots were taken. No siree.
And Hobie's going to get involved with a nade here too. They know they got to push this. They've got the numbers. It's a 3-2. Project's doing, or I'm sorry, Polo's going to try to weasel his way around. He's going to spot Joey. Joey's going to get
got beamed.
And that was good intel from Illy, I think, or just a heads-up play by Polo. But Polo's going to get traded out by Hobie right away, and now it's just going to be Illy sitting in a corner, and unfortunately, he doesn't have anywhere to go here, and he is going to take out, and I do think they're going to be able to get Baby Joey up.
Not if Dope has anything to say.
Wow.
And look, Illy pops down. Now, the one thing about AFI is AFI's comms are like top tier. You could tell by how quick Hobie was there for the change and how he knew exactly where they were at.
And with the MK taking out RTI, Dubhub's getting involved as well, taking out Omerta, and you've got now Hobie with 1 up. Oh yeah, Hobie's just one
just
up,
Hobie.
right?
Yep, just Hobie. Good play for Augie to come down there, get involved, and the Dubhub to trust him to do so.
Yeah, great job by Dubhub capitalizing on this. That's a smart play. Take out all of these high caliber teams. Great positioning for CP. I called it. Brett has got the MK. He already got one knock. They did get that member of RTI up. MG, I do believe, finally got wiped. Langer going to take out Outcast, and this is where CP is learning from what they lost last game, which was not playing off position. Meanwhile, Brain's going to get the confirm on Outcast from way out in left field. So that's 5 kills for CP. It should have been 6. Langer wasn't able to confirm that, but they are in great position, and so is TH. And I would love to see a great end for TH. If they were able to dispatch ITE, I forget. I didn't see what happened to ITE. Were they able to win that?
ITE is not in the game any longer.
Okay, so I assume they won that. CP Stoic with a saucy little anchor split out there in the middle. That might just be positional play depending on how this shifts in 30 seconds. We'll see. RTI is in a world of trouble, and so is TC. I don't know how either team is going to get out of this. But Brain with a heads-up play to steal that kill, and Stoic just cannot get caught out in the open here. And Dope with 4 up, that's good for them as well, and I'm surprised XG and AFI are both still up. I would imagine one of them would have gone down by now.
Beretta's really trying to do some damage with this. I heard him pop it off in automatic right here. At this position, this is the gun that is probably going to change. He's probably gonna get all 3 of these knocks. When they have to rotate, if he can hit any one of these shots, he's probably gonna get all 3 of these knocks. It's the best gun to have in this situation.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Stoic's going to get caught out of position here, and he's going to find himself in a fight with DH. Brain, Stoic, I don't know if he's laying down. He might be able to catch Brain unknowingly. If he is, that's going to be a huge pickup. If not, they're going to lose position. It's not going to be good.
Brain wins it.
Brain has a Groza, which is the other gun you're going to want to have.
Right, exactly.
And unfortunately, CP is just not able to do anything with it. Meanwhile, Dope is taking out a member of TH. That's Problems going down, and no kills for RTI. Just trying to stay alive, and they're going to have to take out TC if they want to have any chance of getting out of here, or maybe Brain's going to do it for them.
That's just a tough fight to be in close quarters, close range with the Groza. There's no the chances of you winning are very low, especially when he has oh my goodness, there it is.
Yeah, and there goes Wills. Frooks was able to make it to the little ridge there. He's going to try to wrap around him. They should be able to get him, but now they're down to 2 players, and that's not good for CP. Losing Stoic to that position, I don't like that out of position play. They should have stayed 3 up. Losing that one is huge, and the gain from it wasn't big enough to take that risk.
Not enough intel being given to him. They knew that they were going to have to rotate out of there. I think he just thought that it was going to happen a little bit faster. And now you're going to have TH having to fight Dope here.
With Dope taking shots at him as well. So it's going to be TH and it's going to be Dope, but Dubhub's going to be able to pick up these kills on them. And all of this is going to allow Hobie and, Illy left up to sneak in. So Shogun's going to get the knock onto Luki, and they are down to... Ooh, Slump getting taken out as well. So quick trades coming in from Dope. And it's pretty even here. TH, 2 men up.
Oh, back to the old 6 times spray.
Brain finally taking out TC.
Illy just drove through this fight with the car.
And that's an Illy play for sure. Like I said, they go at 100 miles an hour, whether it's 1 of them up or 4 of them up. Bretta, meanwhile, getting a big shot. Hobie's taking these kills.
Bretta mollies himself.
Bretta knocked himself. That molly took out RTI, but it also took himself out. And that is a problem because I believe XG landed on him. Yes, and Langer did take out Illy, so they do go down in 6th place, which is really good for CP. Langer's going to be able to snake in and get to the street with decent position, hopefully get maybe a 3rd. This is really good for DH. They should win this.
Look at this guy over here, man. He's
And
going to
Hobie-
smoke and crawl his way into the zone. He's going to try to make his way in the zone. He still thinks there's people on his left. Everybody is rotated. That was Illy, what he was looking at first. He's probably going to get caught right here. There's nothing he can do. He can't knock all 3 of them. Maybe he can push him back so they leave him alone, but I doubt it. This might be enough.
And not only that, I mean, even if he survives this with a couple smokes, he just get hit, and he didn't, because what I was just gonna say was he gave away his position to
With the smoke,
Dubhub,
yeah.
and the shots he took shots, so both of those gave away position. So Hobie's out in fifth. That's really good for Dubhub because that's a 3-3-1-1, and they're in better position because TH has to move in from this west side, and you've got Dope that's still hanging out here, and he's been watching this, and he's the last survivor, 6 kills. Good job for Dope, and they might be able to pick up a couple more, and Langer might be able to squeak and slide into a 3rd place or 2nd place. Great shot from Waxed is going to make Augie reposition and rethink.
CP's just is Langer just gonna wait? I think that's a good play.
Yeah. Yeah, let it all play in front of you. You saw it. Hobie got a little bit into it, both this game and the previous game on Miramar, and had to pay for it. And then Tyrannical did the same thing where he could have won the game by snaking, and he just overextended himself too much, trying to do too much. So I think these are smart plays by both Dope and CP to snake it in and let these two teams fight. However, Brain has had his eye on the beach, taking kills from Langer as well as disposing of TC.
Ooh, huge.
So Augie getting a beautiful shot onto Problems,
Huge knock.
Yeah, and this is just the beginning of the end for TH. I don't think they get out of this. Even if they get into zone, they're going to be in trouble here. And it's going to be a 3-1-1-1, I think.
Oh.
Yep. And it's just going to be Wax left. He's not going to be able to get out of this. Probably going to snake his way in, but a 3-1-1. This is going to be a huge game for Dubhub, and this is exactly what they needed. They were sitting in, I think, 7th place for this round, and with only 13 points. So this is going to be huge for them. They've got 12 kills. That's going to put them, if they get 3 more kills, that's going to be 25 easy points for them, and their day is saved, and they're going to jump up huge, and that's big. So Dope's actually going to get the kill on Waxed.
Nice.
And secured his spot. So that's really good, and it's good for CP too, because Langer was able to snake himself into one more position, and Dope now has given up their position. Dubhub's going to crash on this, and that's going to leave Langer with, if he's patient, a 2nd place finish.
We're going to see. This is gonna. You're right. This is huge for Dubhub. This is exactly what they needed. They had some rough starts, but it really works out well for them right here. Like, they needed a big game, and this is what we were looking for them to have, and they had it right now. Great.
Well, losing Benny early, 2 games, I think.
Yes.
2 or 3 games, it really threw it off. You see what he's able to contribute here, 3 kills. Augie going to go down there. That was a really curious push. I'm not sure if Benny, like, miscommunication there, but Benny does collect the kill. So Benny's got 4 kills. He's going to get Augie up, and now it's Langer, and it's good. I think Brain's going to just take him out. But if Langer's able to take 1 kill out of this and get a confirm onto Brain, then that's going to be huge. But it's a great nade, and that's going to do it. But great job from Langer snaking in to 2 kills, 14 kills, not 15, but they were able to snag 2 of the 3 last teams to get 14 kills and the chicken dinner. Great job by Dubhub coming back strong. Great job from CP getting an 8-kill 2nd place as well. I told you that Prim drop, whoever dropped Prim, was going to have a good position, and they did, and they played well off of it. So GG's to CP, but really GG's to Dubhub. That was a great job, and they absolutely needed that. And it kind of erased the first 3 games, honestly, or the first 2 games, rather, because they did well.
Dubhub did a very good job, but you have to say something about CP right here. That was a harder game than they had to have. Right? If they stay grouped up, or if they rotate to Stoic a little earlier, they win this. They're in a better position to win the game, because that's the same side that Dubhub won the game from. So they fight Dubhub instead. I mean, they come in 2nd place, so it doesn't really mean anything. But again, like I'm saying, later on, after these guys advance to the better rounds, those plays aren't going to win the game, right? So maybe they just trying stuff to see if it works. But Stoic was in a position. I don't know what the comms were, how they were orientating themselves into that next play, but it didn't pan out the way that they wanted to. So maybe next time either they rotate together or they hold out together, and then they can make their rotation. They play better as a team than they do with any individual plays. And maybe he was trying to rotate to him, and he popped the tire or something, because he did have a buggy next to him. But you just don't know what happened right there. But again, AFI, you don't know Hobie. That fight,
between Jin, XG, and AFI was insane, and I think that is one of the things that changes the course of this game. With this particular grouping was this D versus C. What we're seeing is the top two teams or the major teams are getting in fights with each other, and the teams that are just hanging out, killing the people who are on the outside looking in, are being able to rack up a lot of points and get victories. Like we said, CP did right there. CP caught the solos or the duos by themselves after they got into big fights with other people, and then they just start taking them down one at a time. I think you have to, in certain situations, you have to think about playing in that way, because you don't want to be in a fight. It's just the honest truth. You don't want to be in a fight against AFI and XG and then have to fight Jin 2, right? Like, so I think it's just easier to play your position and then just get what you take what you can get out of the game.
Yeah, and DubHub did a really good job of not only spreading out, but they were really good positioning when XG was fighting AFI. They got involved. They stole a bunch of kills there. I think Dope was able to get involved and steal a kill there as well, which was good for them. But yeah, I mean, you're going to want to take these fights. If you're DubHub, if you're MG, unfortunately, MG just had a whiff of a night all around, but they'll get it back together. But these are the teams you want to be playing. These teams. If I were, going into this round robin, I'd be wanting to play these top teams to see how I stack up to them and how I play and compare how I'm going to go and fight them into the next round robin once we get to the top 16. So, and I think DubHub really got a taste of that in the third round, playing the terrain and getting the third place on the Miramar game 3, and then here they just played a really, really smart game, and great job. They were able to keep Benny up by keeping Benny up. That got him extra 4 kills, which is huge. And I think obviously if Benny doesn't go down in rotation several times, that could have changed the course for DubHub. But they ended strong, and that's exactly what they needed to do there.
Excellent plays tonight. I absolutely enjoyed it. But we will be back next weekend. We know it's Memorial Day weekend, but we're still going to have the PCL and we're still going to get into it. So get your barbecue, come inside the house, watch the PCL, enjoy it. It's going to be great. I don't have the groups for you yet. I know what they are, but I just don't have them at hand. So check out the Discord, check out Twitter. We'll be back Saturday and Sunday at 7-10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to see more PCL action, make sure you check out the weeklies that are going on this week. It'll be from Tuesday through Thursday. It happens on the Invasion Bing channel on Twitch. And we may also have those games on YouTube. We tried the YouTube stream this week and it kind of reduced our quality. So we're just going to post the VODs on YouTube. So make sure you check that out as well. We will be updating the YouTube tonight for this video as well as all the other videos in this season, or at least in this round. So with that being said, that's it for me tonight. Thank you guys for all your support. Remember, this is a console league for all consoles. Anyone, you can participate. So if you want to participate in the weeklies, just sign up PUBG.com, PUBGConsoleLeague.com. Anything you want to say, Nick?
Oh, that's it. GG's. Everybody have a great night. Loved it. Loved everything I saw today.
Thank you very much for your assistance, Nick. Everybody have a good night. Thank you.